The eve of Thanksgiving, and we welcome you aboard here with us. Wow. The content has been spectacular. It's one of the most interesting teams I've ever covered in my entire life. I'm talking the Philadelphia Eagles, obviously. I mean, this is like my favorite time of the year, too, because you got turkey and you've got football on Thursday. Food and football. Never go wrong. Then you got college games. You got Ohio State, Michigan this weekend. I mean, food and football. Again, this is exactly what you're looking for when you start the holidays off, right? All right. Now, I want to make sure we do something again here because people over on my X account are having a little bit of a cow, and especially all of you Jalenites. I want to make sure you have a very good Thanksgiving and make sure it's gobble gobble because I'm sure many of you are gobble gobble. I mean, all the Jalenites are gobble gobbling right now this holiday season, and gobble gobble to all you Jalenites. Holy shit, man. Happy Thanksgiving and gobble gobble. Yeah. Then again, you're used to gobbling. So what else, right? How you doing? All right. A lot of glazed donuts going around now. Eagle fans, I've never seen you fucking cry more. I've never seen you cry more. Hey, by the way, this game on Friday, you're giving the benefit of the doubt once again, like you did the Roseman in the 2025 roster, because it was based off the victory float when you were going up and down Broad Street. How are you giving them the benefit of the doubt when they have been brutal this year on offense? Where are you better than the Bears? Look, the Bears, and I hear people going, well, you know, they're used to being in the spotlight. Not this team. Birds are wearing black for Petula's funeral on Friday. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, Sales. You too, brother. Thank you very much, man. Super chats go to the top. Please hit the like button. Seriously, man, where do you think you're fucking better? Where are you better than the Bears? You're making it sound like your 2024 season, you've been lighting it up. We brought it up with Howard Eskin yesterday over the last 7 games outside of Fool's Gold September and Liars Month. You're 4-3 in the last 7 ball games. Liars Month, 4-0. Last 7, you're 4-3. And you've been playing wobbly football the entire season. Where in the world are you coming off where you're one of the elite football teams? I will give you this. The teams you've beaten, you've got a hell of a resume. There is no question about it. That's a hell of a resume that you've got. But I want to go here, and I'm going to do this. How many people in here, I heard John McMullen saying this. Jalen Hurts hasn't had a better season than Caleb Williams. At what metric? Completion percentage? Well, that's because the guy doesn't throw the football as much. He's 25th in passing attempts. Where in the world would you think that he's had a better season than Caleb Williams? Both teams roll into the game on Friday, 8-3. Where in the world? Here, let me give you the numbers. We'll go by the numbers, too. Right now, when it comes to Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams on pace for 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 6 picks. Hurts is on pace for 3,500 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Okay? Great. I mean, where in the world do you think he's having a better season? Why? Because he's got 4 less turnovers? Have you been watching him lately with that shitty offense? Where in the world are you coming up with that? Where you're sitting here and you're telling me, well, hey, you know, Hurts is having a way better season than Caleb Williams. Both 8-3. By the way, they beat the piss out of the Cowboys. Cowboys rolled back on you, 24 unanswered points. Simple. Where, like, hey, every single metric that the Bears have had, plus they got a play caller that is going to really be an interesting matchup between him and Vic. I can't wait to see that. I mean, Odunze's pretty damn good. He's on pace for 1,100 yards. Devontae's on pace for 1,100 yards. I mean, A.J. Brown and what's the other kid's name? DJ Moore on pace for 800 yards. Where do you have the advantage on offense? Their O-line's better than your O-line. Okay? And how about this? Well, the Bears don't have a very good defense. Well, their star defensive lineman, Montez Sweat's having a better year than Carter. I mean, he's going to get like around 11 and a half sacks. He's a dominant player. Seals, the Bears' defensive front's not that good. Well, who says your offensive line's good? That's like a wash. You're making it sound like you guys are doing something great. This is going to come down like it did. And once again, folks, this Chicago Bears offense looks like the Dallas Cowboy offense to me. Now, one thing that's different, and it's true, the quarterback doesn't have the experience on spreading the football around like Dak Prescott does. That is going to be the key in the ball game. But also this, you have struggled with scrambling quarterbacks this year. Have you not? Have you not struggled with scrambling quarterbacks? Shit, Jackson Dart beat your ass. Jackson Dart. I wouldn't consider one of the high-flying quarterbacks in the NFL. Jackson Dart was extending plays with his legs. You have struggled with quarterbacks. By the way, one of the big keys in that Cowboy victory this past weekend was Prescott taking off with his wheels. You have struggled with quarterback, and Vic even said he is an elite scrambler, and he even mentioned today talking about Jackson Dart up in New York. Okay? So that's on J-Mac going viral with Ruben yesterday. Had to be done. You can't let a guy walk over you when you're sitting there talking a question and he's talking over your question. That's not how those pits work. John was right. Probably should have told him maybe to the side. But at the end of the day, Ruben Franks thinks he can fucking just roll over anybody. Hey, sit down, guy. I think John handled it perfectly. Hey, if you don't protect yourself like that, okay? If you don't, nobody's going to for you inside the pit like that. All right? So, yeah, I mean, Caleb Williams has had just as good a year, if not a better year than Hurts so far this year. He's going to struggle? He might. It's the first big game he's ever been in. But I'll tell you what that I think has been evident this year is that Ben Johnson has coached the bad football out of him. He's coached the bad ball out of him. And he's now starting to play the style of offense and move the chains that they're looking for to get out of that quarterback. He's actually saving the guy in something that no quarterback has had happen to them in Chicago in maybe the last 3 decades. You have a coach that's actually getting the best out of the player, whether or not it turns out that that guy is going to be a superstar ball player is yet to be determined. But he's coaching the bad ball out of him. Good for him, man. And that's why that offense, and we're going to look at the Bears here in a minute, and that's why the Bears have a shot in this ball game on Friday. Make no mistake about it, dude. You're not better than anybody where you're going to go out and kill anybody. You haven't done it all year. Oh, and by the way, what are we going into? Week 13? You guys stop with the switch. You're not going to flip a switch and do anything. This is who you are. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to get better. You're injured in your O-line. Your running back's not where it is. That's not getting better. You're not going to get fucking healthier by the end of the year, November 26th. You're not. Who gets healthier by the end of the year in an NFL season? Nobody. That's right. Hey, man, you're not healthier, and you're not going to get healthier. This is who you are. Hey, you know what's crazy? I'll tell you something, man. I have never wavered off of my position on Jalen Hurts. You know what I'll say to all of you? Welcome aboard. You finally caught up. All of a sudden, everybody's got all these grandiose takes about Jalen Hurts. I've been saying this for 5 years. You're just catching up. I love how everybody in Philly, they take what we've been saying for 5 years, and all of a sudden, now it's their takes. Congratulations. Welcome aboard. You're catching up. I'm proud of you. I'm actually proud of you. You're catching up. I mean, that's why I'm not shocked on Sundays. When you wobble like that, hey, James, James, tell the truth. Have I been saying this shit about the quarterback for 5 years? Have I not? Everyone else has gone on this roller coaster ride except me. I haven't gone on a roller coaster ride. You have. I saw it from day one. I'm not shocked. You're the ones that are shocked. Since day one. Day one. We said the same shit about the quarterback that we're saying today on November 26, 2025. We've never changed. I mean, now everyone's talking about he's limited. Can't really throw from the pocket well. He doesn't really have a good grasp of being able to go through progressions. Funny? That's the shit I said 5 years ago. Not just last year. 5 years ago. Since day one I got here. I've been saying the same shit about Jalen Hurts. Now, all of a sudden, everyone's got an epiphany. Congratulations to you. I'm glad you're all grown up. Kudos to you. You finally jumped aboard the A train with Big Sills. And now you're seeing the limitations. Fight Night 2026. Ruben versus J Mac and Sills versus Mike M. Mike M, who's that? Yeah. Okay. Big Sills, you know what's crazy? Google LaShawn McCoy coordinator has to fit Jalen. And look what he says. Read it for some of these Glazers who keep blaming KP. It's like some of these idiots refuse to believe it's Hurts. Oh, my God. Hey, I'll say this to you. Thank God Hugh Douglas and LaShawn McCoy are black, or they'd be calling them racist too. And thank God they're former Eagles, or they'd be racist too. You make any kind of comments towards Hurts in any way, that's the number one thing they throw at you, because you know why? It's lowbrow thinking shit. And that's the only thing they have. And you know you're winning the argument when they throw that out there at you. When they throw that out there at you, I know I'm winning. I know I'm winning. Now, I'll disagree with this a little bit. I think he has improved. Look, I think the kid works hard. I think he's a fine ball player. Elite? Never. I never thought Troy Aikman was elite. Get this. I never thought Troy Aikman was an elite quarterback. You put Troy Aikman with the New Orleans Saints, he'll be exactly who you think he is. He'll be a middle-of-the-road guy with no talent around him. And again, when you have Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin, and you got an O-line that's spectacular, Troy Aikman's Troy Aikman. That guy's not John Elway, Joe Montana. He's not Marino or them guys. He was never those guys. He played within a structured formaldehyde jar. That's exactly who Troy Aikman was. Nobody ever puts this conversation in this. Hey, Troy Aikman is a generational player. He's got 3 Super Bowls. I never heard anybody say that shit about him. I've never heard that. Okay? Never. I don't think they just used their arm, dude. They used their legs and their minds and being able to dissect defenses because they understood and they processed well. Okay? They did. Seals, you were wrong about the Eagles not making a Super Bowl with Hurts. Okay? I was. I was also right you'd have a nuclear meltdown in 23. You guys disputed me on that one. You're right. The 24 season, I was wrong. Actually, I picked you to go to the Super Bowl in March of 2022 before anybody else did, because I remember Xander going, wow, Sills, you got to be one of the first people. In March of 2022, I picked you to go to Super Bowl that year. I know some of you forget that. I picked you to go to the Super Bowl in the offseason of 22, and you did. Because I thought the team that he was building was Super Bowl worthy because it was a 53-man unit. I picked you to go in 22. This is the Jalen Hurts offense. When you win, it's keep the main thing the main thing. Who cares about how it looks? But when you lose, he passes the buck. Yeah, he's a situational leader. Okay, he is. Who's beating them at home in the playoffs? You got to worry about Chicago. Hey, dude, you better worry about Chicago on Friday before you start worrying about the playoffs and worrying about home field. You're not some elite team. I don't believe there's an elite team in the NFL. I mean, and that goes for both conferences. There's no elite team. You ain't one. You're a good team. You're a good football team. Okay, Sills, is it true to say Jalen can't develop like Caleb Williams? No, he can't develop like Caleb Williams. He doesn't have the skill set. He's not a very good passer. I'll take that back. He's an okay passer. He's good enough. He's got a pretty decent deep pass. He's accurate as hell when it comes to on the numbers. And by the way, why do you think they throw the numbers? It's simple. They throw to the numbers because if there's overthrows, there's no interceptions. If he's in, do you know why? Hey, Kyle, is there any way for somebody to tell me what the percentage that Jalen Hurts throws the football to the numbers compared to the middle of the field? I'm going to make a random number up. Xander, I think I'm going to make a random number up. So this may be off a bit. I got to feel that he throws to the numbers 85% of the time. Why is that? Well, if you throw over the field, in the middle of the field, and with his inaccuracy at times, throwing in overthrows, those are going to be interceptions. That's why he doesn't throw in the middle of the field, because he knows he's not the most accurate guy. It's either a catch or an incompletion because it's to the numbers. And you've got exceptional wideouts on both sides of the numbers. That's why there's not a lot of passes across the middle of the field. It's because the quarterback is not accurate. He overthrows a lot. We saw overthrows in that second half, and really after the first 15 minutes of that game against Dallas. There were a ton of overthrows. When you get overthrows, you get interceptions. That's why he throws to the numbers. It's not that hard to figure out. It's either a catch or an incompleted pass. I mean, that's exactly what you want. And that's why they're 5-yard passes. 5-yard passes to the numbers. If it's not a completion, it's out of bounds. It's not across the middle of the field. It's not hard. That's why it's an elementary offense. That's why when Greg Cosell goes, why is this elementary? Well, he doesn't throw across the middle of the field because at the end of the day, he doesn't trust his arm. The coaches don't trust his arm. And most notably, they don't trust his accuracy. Okay? Hey, Sills, do you see, get this, you see this guy here, Senor, says that Brady used to do 5-yard passes. Yeah, he threw it across the middle of the field, though. Brady threatened the seam with Gronk. The passing attack was in the middle of the field to Gronkowski. You think there's any coincidence? In Brady's entire time in New England, the top guys were tight ends. Aaron Hernandez, Gronkowski, all those guys were threatening the seam. I mean, the wideouts, there's not one wideout will ever go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame that they won a Super Bowl in New England with. Nobody. The tight end was the threat because he threatened the middle of the field. Hey, Sills, do you see the report from Aaron Wilson that Howie made a strong push for running back Damian Pierce? Hey, not a shocker. He sees that Barkley's running out of gas. Like I said yesterday, I was off a year. I thought this would be the Barkley this year instead of last year. So he was able to get you to Super Bowl. Hall of Fame guy, my ass. Sills, that 5 things. What 5 things would you do in the offseason to put the Eagles back on track for a Super Bowl run? Got to get offensive line. You got to fix that corner, and you got to work on your safeties. I think those have been the major issues. You don't need an elite edge rusher. You need people that are competent to be able to set the edge for you like you had in 24. But you don't need a guy with 17 or 18 sacks. You need competent edge rushers. I think you're working into them now with Jalen Hunt and with Jalen Phillips. I think those could be quality guys. Nolan Smith has fallen off the fucking planet. You guys were all hyped up over a 7-game stretch. I told you, pipe down. We were right about that too. Told you Nolan Smith, 7 games, big deal. The guy's off the planet right now. He's hurt always, and he's not productive. Nothing's changed. He had a 7-game run. Everybody was ready to give him 25 to 30 million bucks. You kidding me? That guy's not worthy of 3 million bucks. Give Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith, you put him on the open market, you think you're getting a 1 back for him? You'd be lucky to get a 4 for him. I mean, what? How productive? Jalen Hunt's getting better. Jalen Hunt is, we said at the beginning of the year, Jalen Hunt will probably be better by the end of the year, and he is. He's getting better. Seals 49ers getting healthy. Half the team missed most of the season, 6 cupcake games left. Hey, remember what we said too, my friend, that San Francisco would probably win that division. Why? Because they play cupcakes. Here they are. Right there again. Rams are better, but they play nobody. And they split this year at worst, the 49ers. Okay, they split. Jalen Hunt's getting better and better. You need a running back, and you need offensive linemen. By the way, Dallas Goedert is falling off the planet. You need a tight end. Get better tight end, too. Hey, and you might want to think about a center. Cam Jurgens, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because I saw how great he was a year ago. I'll bring him back. Dude, that guy's on a short leash with me. You bring him back with that back injury and the leg injuries that he's had this year, that guy's got a long way to go up that hill again, man. I don't see it. Here, let me just go down the list here. I think Bellata's had a nice year. I think Landon, he's been too spotty this year. I think all the injuries are catching up with his ass. Cam's been a turd. Steen's been solid, I guess. Since when does the Eagles have solid O-linemen? They have dominant O-linemen. He's not dominant. He's solid. That's not a dominant player. I saw Quinton Williams kick the shit out of him. That's not a dominant player. Lane's lost a step. Goddard's lost. A.J. Brown, he hasn't lost anything. It's the volume of passes that's not going his way. You have six targets in the first quarter. He's got 3 the rest of the game. You figure that out. They got the lead. They don't want to throw the ball. They told the quarterback to hand off. And let's see if we can hold off Dallas. You know what happened on the way to the victory for Dallas? You couldn't hold them off. Because you know why? Your margins of error, like we said, are thin, like paper thin. And when your defense couldn't stop, you lost the game. That's your razor thin margins that you have. You can't afford to have one side of your ball at any time in a game, whether it's the Bears. Hey, the Bears remind me of the Dallas Cowboys. except the quarterback. If Dak was on that Bears team, they beat you. Caleb Williams is coming around. I think Ben Johnson's done a nice job with him. Still a lot to be desired, in my opinion, yet to see if this guy can win a big ball game. Okay? Because Clinton Fangio couldn't stop a team from scoring 24 points. That's because your offense couldn't get any kind of rhythm going because they fucked up in penalties and their play calling, and they couldn't complete percentage plays. You had 4 3-and-outs. You had bad plays, and you had mistakes. Hey, by the way, your mistakes and penalties, that's an Eagle thing, man. That's not a Cowboy thing. Get your shit together. Get this. Listen what this guy said. Sure, blame the offense only, not the defense, for not getting to the quarterback. Well, who said you had elite pass rushers? You were under the impression, senor, that Jalen Carter was a revolutionary or generational player. Well, where is this guy? He got handled. You overestimated and you overrated Jalen Carter. You overrated him. Dude, Quentin Williams is a better player right now. Jalen Carter is overrated this year. He's overrated. Up and down, spotty, out of shape, no discipline, $36 million? Good luck. Yeah, he looked like he's earned it. That guy, if anything, has earned a 5th-year extension or the option. I'm not giving that guy generational cash. For what? A shit year? A shit year compared to what you thought he was going to give you. Dude, he's a common player right now. And he's not living up to his abilities. Well, show up, kid. They need you to be a game wrecker. Dallas blocked the shit out of you. Facts. That guy got his ass kicked. Got his ass kicked. I mean, you can sit there and make an excuse. You'll make an excuse for him like you do with the Jalenites. Carter held and double-teamed every play. Okay. More fucking glazed donuts than ever before. You can always tell an Eagle glazed donut eater. Seals, when Miami plays Oregon, I want to hear your thoughts on the offensive tackle. He could be Lane's replacement. Heck of a kid up there. I know who you're talking about. Oh, but Carter's been double-teamed. You tried double-teaming Quinyon Williams. He threw both of your guys around like he was like, they were like yesterday's laundry bags. Quinton Williams was double-teamed, and he was beating the fuck out of you. I mean, that guy was ripping double teams apart. Talk to me about double teams. When you're in a, well, get this. Hey, this just in, guys. If you can't beat double teams, I'm not paying you $36 million. I'll pay you $36 million because Chris Jones beats double teams. Chris Jones gets double teamed every day. They don't got anybody next to him. He beats double teams every day. Every game. Every moment. You guys want to sit there and cry about like, well, he gets double teamed and held. Hey, welcome to being a big-time player. Or so we thought. I mean, go back and watch the tape. Booker was beating him up one-on-one. Absolutely true. You don't want to hear glazed donut Eagle fan, though, because they'll go, he was being held. No, he wasn't. He got his ass kicked one-on-one. Ass kicked. Boom. Booted. Okay? Boom. Chris Jones has 3 Super Bowl rings, douchebag. I mean, 3 Super Bowl rings. Okay. And he's the highest paid interior D tackle in pro football. And he's on his way to Canton. Canton, Ohio. you might want to draw a map for Jalen Carter where it is. Because one day he could visit and see how defensive tackles played the position and how they prepared themselves for upcoming football seasons. Might have done him well in his career. Hopefully it's not too late. Okay? Hopefully it's not. Hey, give it to Jordan Davis. I think he's played well. He got his ass kicked too in that game. Like you said. And get this, the Bears have a good line too. If you think that Carter and Davis are going to dominate the Bears, based off of what? Based off of what? Based off of what? What gives you that they're going to dominate the Bears O-line? Based off of what? Tell me. Help me out here. Your 20th ranked run defense? I mean, hey, Sills, well, the Bears aren't that good too. So what? It's a push? Okay, so the Bears off defense is as good as your defense. Okay. So this comes down once again to the Bears offense versus the Eagle defense. This is what the game's going to come down to. This is what it's going to come down to. Right? Okay. I mean, holy shit. Honest to God, you're giving your team, hey, everything I said about your football team in the offseason, not replacing the players, the offensive coordinator being fucking stupid. If you think Barkley's going to run for $2,000, if you think Nolan Smith is going to be a fucking superstar player, all of that, we said to you, that ain't happening. Where did you think that was going down like that? Based off of 24, you gave everyone the benefit of the doubt. Every year's different, my friends. All of that. You guys fought me telling me that all these players were going to be able to be replaced. That is so far from the truth. It's so far. Barkley, I told you he'd be under 1,400 yards. This guy might be under 1,200 yards this year. Hall of Fame, my balls. Hurts was never going to be a guy who was going to elevate to 4,500 passing yards and 30 touchdowns. My ass. This guy's a 3,200 to 3,500 yard passer with 20 touchdowns and about 4 or 5 picks a year because that's how they coach his ass. He's nothing more than that. And now that you don't have the volume of throwing the ball, AJ and Devontae in parts of games have become irrelevant. They've become irrelevant in large stretches. Think of that. Large stretches of the games. Those guys are not relevant. It's like, it's cookie cutter. You go to them, stop. Then you try to ramp up the offense when you're starting to get behind or the game's close. That's why you don't get any continuity going. Because you don't have any rhythm throughout the game at all in any way. And by the way, Nick talking at the press conference, I mean, all he's doing is in like self-control of guarding his guy. At least he's doing that this time compared to what he did with Brian Johnson. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Okay? No doubt. Hey, one thing about Mike Tomlin, at least he picks his own players and picks his own coaches, and he determines who's on his football team or not. He's got complete say of his football team. Nick is a fucking doorman. He's a doorman at a strip club. And by the way, listening to Kevin Patullo is like listening to a librarian when he's at a press conference. I tuned it off. I can't listen to that bullshit. Shit he's talking about. And it's so dumb. I mean, John says that guy's good behind the mic. Based off of what? I don't even understand what the fuck he's talking about. Well, we're trying to do this. We're trying to do that. We're trying to do that. That's all I hear out of the guy. We're trying to do this. We want to make sure we're doing this. Hey, you're trying to do what? You're doing nothing. It's an elementary offense. You're trying to fucking do what? I don't see you trying to do anything. The offense is more predictable than the Daytona 500. Yeah, all you do is go left for 4 hours. That's exactly right. I mean, there's like, I tuned Nick off, or not Nick. I tuned off of Kevin Patul because I wanted to listen because I had missed it. I was like, fuck that, man. It was after 4 questions. I went, I'm out. All this guy's going to do is make excuses up for a shitty passing offense and an inability to be able to run the ball. Hey, bottom line, I don't need you to explain to me. My eyes see it. You can't block anybody, and you can't stay consistent in the passing game. You don't need a really breakdown of being an analyst watching that bullshit. Do you really need an analyst or any kind of expert to go, they can't run the ball and they have no fluid continuity in their passing game? Play calling's all over the place, and the quarterback's limited. What else do you need to know? By the way, 5 fucking years I've been telling you this. I mean, I'm not shocked. Sills, this is a great question. No, I don't. Sills, do you think Jalen is a bad quarterback? No, I don't. Hey, listen, let me ask you something, Steven. We had Rich McKay on my program. We had Rich McKay, the president of the Atlanta Falcons. It's a great soundbite. I made Xander make it for me, and I've saved it. He came on this program and said this, Xander, right? We drafted Dan Sileo in Tampa, a 3-technique defensive tackle to play nose guard. We may have wanted to rethink that and how we played him. They put me in an environment I'd never played. I'd never been a nose. I didn't even know how to play the position. I'd never played nose in my entire 4 years of high school, my 4 years of junior football, my 4 years in college. I had never played nose guard ever in my entire life. Ever played it. And the president of the Falcons came out and said, he's a 1-gap 3 technique guy. We're playing him in a 2-gap. Well, don't you think what they're doing to Jalen Hurts right now, not coaching him to a skill set, is exactly the same shit that they're doing to Hurts? So right now, Hurts blows in a passing game and in running the offense. He's terrible. In a different approach, like with Shane, he's going to be like Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, Brian Dable was all over the place with him in New York, right? Lesser talent. You put him in Indianapolis, Daniel Jones looks like the guy everybody thought he was going to be when he came out of Duke. You don't think there's any fucking coincidence to that? Around better players, around better coaching, and a coach who knows how to use an RPO quarterback. Do you actually think there's nothing to that? How stupid can you be? And I'm not saying all of you in here, but all the glazed donuts are in here. They don't see it that way. Coaching matters in the NFL. Coaching doesn't matter in college. It's recruiting. It's recruiting and assistant coaching hires. Head coach doesn't do shit in college. When you're an NFL, there's a reason why you're great on defense. At every level, you've got the best coaching staff in pro football on your defensive side of the ball. It's the only thing keeping you in ball games right now. Your offense ain't keeping you in games. It's your defense that's keeping you in. Vic Fangio's keeping you in ball games right now. Sills, they just lost to Dallas. Okay. Well, you're not going to win every game this year. Look at the team that's making all the fuck-ups. Hey, get this. It's one thing to get beat. Like Adoree Jackson was terrible in that game. Terrible. Do you know the 2 worst players in pro football last week were Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson with their grades? They were the worst players in the league at their respected positions. The worst. Those are the guys you replace people with. Well, Sills, guys got hurt. Hey, welcome to the NFL. Okay? That side of the ball is the only thing keeping you in games now. Think about what's going on in games. 14 penalties for 96 yards. Inconsistency in the passing game, can't get the run game going. The defense is trying to get better on the run stopping. They're decent in coverage when it comes to their linebackers. Now the war of attrition starting to beat them up in the secondary. You think that's going to be any difference in this game on Friday? Where are you coming from with this? You're giving these guys the benefit of the doubt. You're no better than Chicago. Oh, based off what metric? You're no better than Seattle. It doesn't matter, Sills, if the OC wants a head coaching job. He will leave, so Jalen has to learn how to pass with no matter what the OC is. He's doomed to – no. He's not doomed, John. His development is always going to be wobbly. Jalen Hurts is going to look – you know why you see – hey, John, do you know why you see certain games where Jalen Hurts looks like he's spectacular? Jalen Hurts has ability to be really good. But he won't have the ability to be consistent. Why? Because your OCs aren't consistent. Can you imagine having a different voice every day? And you're listening to a different voice every day and telling you how to run an offense. Different terminology, different styles. You heard Michael Irvin say Chan Gailey wanted the system to be the system. And he wanted to win games because of his system. That's the Eagles. And then there was North Turner saying, I'm running the offense through you. I mean, you heard Michael Irvin say that. So you're telling me that what? All those coordinator changes? That's exactly what you're going through and what he goes through. He goes through a guy who wants to have a system because Nick wants a system. Brian Johnson and KP are a product of Nick. Kellen Moore and Shane are a product of their own way of the talent around them. Shane and Kellen did a better job at using the talent in the huddle than what Brian and what KP are. Some would go like this. Sills, Brian had a pretty... Yeah, but you know what Brian's problem was? He assumed that Hurts would control the turnovers, and he couldn't. That's why he was fired, because there were too many turnovers. Passing game, who knows what Brian Johnson would have done if Brian Johnson had another year. Maybe they would have cut down. Hey, Brian, how do you think Brian Johnson would have done with Saquon Barkley? Brian Johnson would be a head football coach somewhere in the NFL right now if he had Barkley. With the way he ran last year and the way that Barkley ran, they wouldn't have to throw it as much as they did in 23. Brian Johnson would be a head football coach in the NFL. If that guy had Barkley, Brian Johnson would have been the best coordinator he had. Hurts was 8th in passing. 8th. That guy knew what he was doing, except for one thing. He gave Jalen the benefit of the doubt because of their friendship that went back a long way. He put his job on the line thinking that Jalen would take care of the ball more. When they saw he couldn't, that's what his undoing was. Those are all fucking facts. That's how Brian Johnson's career went. He gave Jalen the benefit of the doubt. These coaches here are not. And that's why you don't have high volume passing. Hey, Kyle, do me a favor. What year did Jalen Hurts have the most volume of passing? Was it with his buddy, Brian Johnson? Yes or no? Did Jalen Hurts, under Brian Johnson, have more volume of passing under him? He gave him the benefit. It's a catch-22, Sills. If Petula was good, he'd be gone next year too. I said this 2 years ago. Jalen Hurts will never have the same. He will never have the same coordinator as long as he's the head, as long as Nick Sirianni's the head football coach in Philadelphia. 23. So get this. Jalen Hurts had more volume of passing in 23 under Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson gave him the benefit of the doubt. That was his undoing. Kellen was not going to give Jalen the benefit of the doubt. When they found Barkley, they found their bell cow. No turnovers, limited passing, be efficient, throw to the numbers. If the guy's not accurate, goes out of bounds, less turnovers, dominant running game, see you later. Unfortunately, that took its toll on the team. The team is beat up right now because of 24. They've not recovered. You can see it. The entire offense is slow. Everything's slow. The progressions, the series, the continuity, everything's slow. It's like they're like one step. Though, get this, A.J. Brown hasn't lost a step. The entire offense has lost a step. Do you agree with me on that? The entire offense has lost a step. Everybody. Well, what about Devontae Sills? I'm talking about the unit. I'm talking about the unit itself. Has lost a step. Get this. Whiteouts as a unit, you're 25th in passing. What the fuck are you talking about? Not the wideouts. The entire unit has lost a step. Look at it. Is someone coming in to help the coaching staff? I don't know yet. I don't fully agree with that. Of course you don't. Even though you're watching it on a week-to-week basis. It's week 13, dude. This infamous M. Reyes, well, they're going to flip a switch. That shit. Bro, you only got 6 of these left. I mean, we're past the midway point. Well past it. There's only 6 games left. What are you talking about? What do you think? You're going to turn into 24? You're not turning into 24. Bro, this is who you are. Nothing is going to happen differently. You're going to have to win games like this and lose games. Get this. Sills predicting a 0-6. Who fucking said that but a glazed donut game? A glazed donut Eagle fan. See this guy, Corinne? This guy walks around on his Eagle knees. And if you say something negative towards anything, not giving your assessment on what you're watching, this guy fucking cries. Seriously, no bitches allowed in here. It blows my mind, though, Sills, because we still won off the defense last year. They should be worse off than the offense. Completely worse off than the offense. But why is that, Dirty D? They got better coaching, man, on that side of the ball. There's absolutely better coaching. Hey, get this. You ready for this? Everybody over my X account right now, because we're talking like this, is calling me a racist. Fuck you. How's that? Seriously. I mean, honestly. I mean, right. It doesn't faze me. We ain't changing shit. You don't like what you're hearing? I can't help you. You need to go watch the Glazed Donut Eagle show. You got a ton of them in that market. You got a ton of them. You want to go watch Bill Cunnilingus? Or you want to watch any of them other guys? Go right ahead, man. I'm sure you'll feel better about your life. And you'll be able to go into your... I told you, too. I posted it on my X account. I don't want any crying in here today. Okay? No crying. All good. Hey, man. All good, my friends. We're good. Okay? And Reyes says it shows depressing. Well, then, dude, you should leave. Sills, you taught me that OCs can't make lateral moves. So who would the Birds hire this season? Much better than Patullo's last 5? No. Remember something, my friend. You got to think of not hiring somebody for Jalen Hurts. You got to think who Nick wants to work with. It's not working with Jalen. They don't hire coaches for Jalen. They hire coaches for Nick. Collinsworth believes that the Eagles waiting for the playoffs to unleash Hurts in the run game. He believes Hurts running, okay, it's imperative for him to win. I'll agree with this. Patrick Mahomes doesn't really like to run during the regular season. He's had to do more of it this year because they're less limited in talent. He usually saves that for the postseason too. So I'll buy some of that. Okay? I'll buy some of that. How many more L's before Hurts is viewed as the biggest problem? Since the Jalenites are predictive of their baby Jesus. I don't know. I really don't know. This all comes down. Like I said, this all comes down to people crying about Jalen Hurts. He's the problem too. He's one of the biggest problems. Okay? He's one of the, you know what's happened to JAKIB? I'm going to tell you what's happened to JAKIB. Xander will be with us at 3:30. You know what's happened to JAKIB? We're the only network that's telling you the truth. The other guys are afraid. We're not telling you anything that's not happening. All you got to do is watch the damn game yourself and not see it through those glazed donut glasses of yours. Hurts is not a bum. That's not the case. He's a bum in this offense. Okay? He's a bum in this offense. Yeah, I agree with that. Bet against Hurts and make some cash. I wouldn't bet against him. What, you think that Cowboy game changes my opinion of him and his winning ways? No way. I've never said that. Actually, I told you this on the post-game show. I didn't learn anything about the Eagles. You got the problem here, once again. You know, what's crazy? I feel sometimes I'm on an island. And everyone all of a sudden gets shocked. You're the ones that are shocked. I'm not. I said it on the post-game show. That loss to the Cowboys didn't teach me anything. I already knew. I already knew that about the team. I'm not stunned. Sills, did the Cowboy loss shock you? No. I never. Sills, does it sway your opinion that the Eagles could be in the NFC Championship game this year? No. Because I don't think there's a lot of good teams in the NFC. I think the Rams are playing the best now. But what does that mean in December? I don't know. I want to see the Rams outside of that SoFi Stadium. Put them in a cold winter game in Philly or anywhere outside. Let me see how they play. I mean, I don't know. The kryptonite to the Rams has been the Eagles. Just like at times the kryptonite's been the Bucs to the Eagles. All about matchups. Who you play in the postseason? Do I think the Eagles could be one of the final four teams in the NFC? Absolutely. So that Cowboy loss didn't change your... No. It's changed your opinions. You're the ones that are surprised. You're the ones that now the quarterback, his limitations are being exposed. I saw him April 27th. From the time I came on the air, nothing's changed. He's gotten better. He's a winner. All of that. I would change my opinion on a kid. I've been pretty consistent. Got a great resume. Always got to put him in the top 5 overall. This year he's not. The 2 to 3 decent drives we did in the second half got negated because of penalties. backbreaking. Well, that's continuity in the offense. When you're changing interchangeable parts out and guys are hurt, guys aren't as focused, people are bored with the offense, people don't trust it. Why do you think, hey, before I answer this, why do you think you had 14 penalties and 96 yards on offense? Does anybody want to throw an idea out? Okay. This is a beautiful super chat, and I love this. Look at it, Xander. I tune into Big Seals because he says the shit out loud that I'm thinking while watching the games. If I wanted to tune into someone that tells me how great I am, no matter what, I'd call my grandma. That's right. Coaching? You think you had 14 penalties and 96 yards because of coaching? You know what I think it is? It's because people don't trust the offense. Pre-snap penalties, alignments, false starts. All of that comes with being unsure of what you're being asked to do. How many times when you get a new job, you're slow at the job at first? Why? Because you really don't know what the expectations are. This is what's happened with the offense here. They're unsure what to do. Passing game, continuity, the run game's not good. The quarterback is not very consistent at times. He's wobbled. Sometimes he looks like a world beater. Sometimes he doesn't. The RPO is going to work after that successful 22 season. It's the NFL, good coaching catching on. He can't pass for 4 quarters. Then what does he fall back on? John, don't tell me that the NFL catches up with Lamar Jackson running out in open space or Josh Allen. He had to evolve in the passing game, not in his wheels. Jalen's a good runner. Imagine this. The Eagles or Hurts or both have decided that he wants to be in the rest of the conversation with the guys around him. Actually, if you think about it, Jalen's numbers aren't all that bad. So what Jalen's done this year is his numbers have improved. Everyone else's numbers around him have gone the other way. What does that tell you? He wants to be perceived as a pocket passer the same way Josh Allen and the rest of these guys are being perceived. That's why he doesn't run as much. That's why he audibled into that one sprint. This is ego. He stopped running like McNabb. You took the best asset that Wink Martindale said away from him. You know what that was? His ability to extend plays with his wheels. You take that away from him, he's a below average pocket passer. He's not any of those other guys. You're not an elite quarterback when your unit is 25th 2 years in a row. You're not. You're not elite. You're just not. Well, he's got 17 touchdowns and 1 pick, and his offense blows. Hey, congratulations to you, kid. What are you, A.J. Brown? You want numbers? Is that what we're doing here? So Hurts is getting numbers, but the rest of the guys suck. The entire unit sucks. Is that correct? Okay. Sounds to me like a quarterback wants a little bit of shine on him on how people perceive him. He talks to me about winning. Well, he ain't playing winning football. Not when the rest of his guys aren't being involved. He's not gotten anybody involved in the offense. Run game's not involved. Passing game's not involved. He's none of it. Who has he made better this year? No one. You tell me. What are you watching? You see my hero? My hero's out there, and he's doing all of this and by himself. Well, you're not going to win a Super Bowl by yourself, son. You're not. He knows this. It's about MJ brand and all that other bullshit. It's what Hugh said. I'll tell you what. Hugh Douglas ain't going to come out and say this. That guy's not a very good leader. Why would he say that? Now, Hugh Douglas, thank God Hugh Douglas is black. Because if he was white, he'd be called a racist too. Man, I'm up here in Philly for the game Friday. I hope they don't get belt to ass. Hey, Marsh, get this. If you can't get right against this Bears defense, you got big problems. This Bears defense is not great. And when you're counting on turnovers, I hate that metric. Turnovers come and go every year. I think it's sometimes luck. Turnovers are luck to me. Playing solid defense and technique, that ain't luck. That's good play. Fucking turnovers? I mean, well, the team led the NFL in turnovers. Well, how were they next year? Well, they were second to last. That's not a metric. Okay? That's not a metric. I was taught you only jump off sides because you're either tired or you're scared or the dude across from you. And Harold, you know what else? You don't know what you're doing. And you don't know what's being asked of you. You're unsure of the offense. Am I supposed to be in a fan protection? Am I supposed to be in slide protection? Hey, is it on 2 or is it on 1? Did he audible? I don't. Oh, and you move. All of that pre-snap shit is uncertainty because you don't know what you're doing. You know what you're being asked to do. 14 mental mistakes you had in the game. Why? You're not either confident, you're not sure what you're being asked to do, or you're being lazy. Pick one or all. I don't care. Pick them all. When you get into a meeting, let me say this to you. When you get into a meeting and you had 14 fucking penalties, your coaches are up your ass like you would think they're elbow deep. What are you thinking? Do you know how to line up? It takes no talent to line up. 0. Why are you jumping off sides? Do you not know the snap count? What's your problem? That's coaching. That's player accountability too. I said the defense ain't good, but Dallas's defense is worse. That's my concern. This is a pivotal game this season. I'll tell you something too, Marsh. If Chicago pushes that team around and they lose, Chicago's going to take more out of that game than the Eagles will. Because I happen to agree a little bit with John. I think that team is like, this is their Super Bowl, like part 1. Let me tell you this. When you played against our teams, our Miami teams, or you play against these Xander Bama teams with Nick, and you played a lesser team, man, those games were tough. I'll tell you why. Because they looked at you as, oh, that's championship football? We've got to play to that level? The Eagles are going to teach the Bears what championship football game speed is. They're going to teach them that. And you're going to go like this. Shit. I think the Cowboys went through that. All of a sudden, the Cowboys saw in the first 3 series, that was championship tempo. Cowboys weren't playing up to that, were they? Oh, shit. We got to up our game. Dak diving into end zones. Guys on special teams making crazy plays. Oh, that's what it takes? That's how you teach a team like Chicago. You want to get to that next level? You got to play like that game speed right there. Because teams, you see teams all the time come into games, and they wallow in the games because they don't know championship tempo. The Eagles play with championship tempo. Every team wants to be on the field with them because they're a barometer of where you have to get to for you to be able to get to that next level. So you're always going to play your best football against Philly. And by the way, screw Mark, you know I couldn't stay away for a week. Go Birds, and a shout out to Big Sills and Big Z. Marsh, Can't tell you how much I love you, man. I mean that too, and you know that. Problem is being up 21 and yet still lost to the Cowgirls and demoralizing. Well, yeah, I would say that. That was a demoralizing loss. More that you didn't answer with the 24 unanswered points. It's the kind of game that does snaps your beans, man, when that kind of, hey, let me tell you something. We were up 31-0 on University of Maryland one year. We were taking our pads off on the sidelines. We took our pads off. Team started rolling back. We put our pads back on. It was too late. It was like an avalanche. Couldn't stop it. Never seen anything like it. Just fucking kept rolling down the hill on you. When you let off the gas, that's not a championship football team. And that's what happened with the Eagles, man. But the difference was this. They couldn't stop it. You know why? You got no run game, too many penalties and errors and mental errors on the side of the ball. You couldn't stop the avalanche. In my opinion, that game right there, that game was lost by the offense 100% because you put your defense in a bad position the entire 45 minutes after those first three drives. Okay? Thank you, Stevie boy. RPO does a disservice to quarterback's development. It doesn't make you get better at going through progressions. You're only reading the ends. The issue is process. It is. It is the processing and going through those progressions. It's too slow and you can't read defenses. Wide receivers are open and the ball comes out late. It also teaches you this too. To throw spots. Okay? Like he doesn't throw with anticipating. He doesn't have anticipation throws. Like he throws to open guys. The great quarterbacks throw to a spot and trust their arm. He never does that. He doesn't have the confidence in his arm. He just doesn't have that confidence to be able to do that. There's just no way. I mean, he's not a guy that's going to sit there and throw the football and he's going to anticipate that wide receiver to be there. Why? Because he doesn't trust himself. And the coaches don't trust him as well. By the way, Xander will join us at the bottom. Battle Royale at 4:30. I'm looking forward to it. By the way, the Cowboys are just as apt to lose this game against Kansas City tomorrow. That's a big game for them. You can't follow beating up the Eagles with a turd against Kansas City. You want to get yourself back in a playoff picture? You got to beat KC. You beat the Eagles and KC, two teams that were in the Super Bowl this past February. Cowboys are underway. I don't know what that means. How far? I doubt very far. But that's a hell of a way to have a turnaround. The Cowboys have turned their... Well, it's going to depend on what they do tomorrow. It's just going to depend. That game they won Sunday against Philly sets this KC game up to being an even bigger game. Can't lose that ball game. You're sitting at 5-5-1. Home field advantage is completely out. You're not going to be in the room with Philly. You're not going to be in the room with Seattle and with the Rams. Those are your three teams that are going to fight for home field right now. It's going to be Seattle, the Rams, and Philadelphia. You know what the problem you're going to get, though, with Seattle or the Rams? One of those teams is going to be a wild card team. You better hope you're not a wild card team because your opening game just might be Dallas. Just saying. Could be Chicago again. Oh, Chicago, no. Because Chicago will win their division, potentially. Because why? Tomorrow, Green Bay and Detroit play. If they beat Philly, they move into the two-hole. And Green Bay and Detroit, the loser moves down. Okay? Both those teams are wild card teams if Chicago wins. Green Bay and Detroit are wild card teams. I think it's going to be tougher to get through the NFC this year to get to the Super Bowl than the AFC. Got to get that bye. Have to get the bye. Because it's going to be some pretty good teams. After the wild card round, you get into the divisional rounds, there's going to be some good football, man. So what? And you lost to the Giants. They ain't got a shitty loss on their team. If you're saying that because you beat them, that if you get home field, you got the tiebreaker, you're correct. If you're saying you beat the Rams, dude, that don't mean shit. A couple years ago, when you guys beat the Buccaneers in 23 earlier in the year, they took you apart in Tampa in the playoffs. Did they not? They went 31-6 on you or something. You beat them earlier in the year. They waxed you in the playoffs. Well, we beat them. Yeah, well, then I saw Tampa Bay kick the shit out of you in the playoffs. You can't blame Hurts after this year, 8 different play callers in the last 8 years. Hey, dude, welcome to the Eagles. That's what it is. What do you mean you can't blame Hurts? Can't blame Hurts for what? For what? You can't blame him for what? Being limited? What? Rams are playing great ball, but hey, it's November 26th. Are they going to play like this the rest of the way out? I saw a football team a year ago in 24. The Eagles, from that bye week on, they killed teams. Let's see here. Just even if the Rams get the first seed, how many times we've seen the first seed lay an egg in the playoffs? Saw it a year ago. Detroit was 15-2? And they got upset by Washington. I'm not saying that that's a given. Hey, everyone forgets Detroit had a better regular season than Philly a year ago. They were better. Had a better record in a tougher division. They were in the NFC North. 3 teams came out of that team, out of that division to go to the playoffs. I mean, there was a better division. Stafford has to stay healthy too. I'm suspect on that. Hey, dude, I'm not telling you the Rams are not beatable. Of course they are. Man, I wish college football game and the historic teams would. Could you imagine putting some of those Saban teams versus the U teams? I asked Ed Ogeron that, and he said we'd beat the shit out of them teams. You know why? We didn't have guys transferring. And every single, almost the entire unit, some of them went to the Hall of Fame. Cortez Kennedy, Russell Maryland, Warren Sapp, Ray Lewis, Michael Irvin. I mean, all them guys went to the Hall of Fame. The difference with my team, my coaching staff went to the Hall of Fame. NFL and college Hall of Fame. And players on my team went to the Hall of Fame. We'll see how many players goes to the Pro Football Hall of Fame that Nick coached. I guarantee it won't be anywhere near what we put in. No. He's just being coach shitty. By the way, I've got great respect for the Saban dynasty because he, in my opinion, he did more at Alabama, more winning on the field at Bryant-Denny Field than even Bear Bryant. And in a tougher SEC. SEC wasn't as tough when Bryant was there as it is today. Okay? I mean, the Southeastern Conference is stupid great right now. It was never like that when I played. I mean, you had Auburn was good with Bo. You had Alabama. Tennessee was good. The rest of them teams, they weren't really great. Georgia was okay. Nothing really like, they were never in the national title picture. 80s and 90s. I don't remember them. Early 80s when they had Walker, Herschel. I don't remember any of them guys. Outside of Auburn, Alabama, with Pat Dye and with Bama, Bama wasn't good when I played in college football. They weren't good. They had Ray Perkins. They were kind of decent. They had really good players like Derek Thomas, but they weren't great. Not like what Saban did. Not even remotely close. Like, they were okay. Like 9, 10 win teams. You fucking kill those teams. And we're going to hang. We wouldn't schedule Alabama. Why? It's an easy game. Now, that's a different story. Seals, you agree? It's on Lori Howie. A higher KP unproven OC reminds me of 23 with the defense. Well, no, this defense, listen, just because they had a shitty opening and they had a shitty outing, I should say, against the Cowboys, hang in there before you start saying that they're not going to get better. Hey, every week, dude, it's a week-to-week league. I know you guys want to have these opinions. You guys flip-flopped. You guys flip-flopped. New Jersey Fishing Maniac, how you doing, bro? You guys flip-flopped. 2 weeks ago, you told me that the defense is playing great and it's on its way. All of a sudden, now the defense laid an egg against the Cowboys. Now you guys are panicking. I'm not. Let's see what happens against the Bears. Dude, you got to take more than just 8 quarters of football or 4 quarters of football with anything, even if you have a great performance. Take a look at the last, 8 quarters, 3 games. There's no way you're going to put an indictment. Are you really on the Cowboy game? Look, the 24 unanswered and the penalties suck. That's kind of where you're hanging on, but I'm not fucking melting down on the Eagles right now. I know who you are. You're the only ones that are late to the party. I mean, we were talking like this in March when you took a blowtorch to your defense. What? How am I different? How am I different? I'm not. You are. You're going, oh my God, the quarterback's limitations. I've been telling you that for 5 years. You're not deep. Wow, we're not deep. Here's Glazed Donut Eagle guy and media people in Philly. Wow, we didn't replace the guys. Okay. Well, the quarterback's limited. Okay. Well, Barkley's not going to be the same guy he was a year ago. Okay. Nolan Smith, he really hasn't. Okay. Hey, the OC play caller. You guys were telling me it was a seamless transition. I'm like, really? And now all of a sudden, all the things we said are everyone's takes. Funny. I love it. Hey, congratulations. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. I'm not shocked. You are. You now are the people using it is what it is. I got it. I haven't wavered one bit. Hey, Yale, one of the greatest lines in here is people call him flip-flop. 2 weeks ago, Eagle fans, Glazed Donut guy, telling me how great the defense is. I'm like, yeah, you might want to hang in there. And now, defense later. Well, the offense is fucking killing the offense is killing your football team in front of your eyes. Do you not see it? I want to show you who the Bears are. Okay? And you tell me if this sounds eerily similar to last week. Hit the like button, guys. We appreciate you being here. Thank you for the supers here on Thanksgiving Eve. Oh, yeah. By the way, M. Reyes and all you guys, gobble, gobble. All to the Jalenites. Gobble, gobble. I don't know what you're gobbling. Hopefully it's turkey. Hey, here's who the Bears are. So for 11 games, the Bears are 6th in offense. Okay? They're 12th in passing. They're second in rushing, 6th in scoring, 16th in red zone, and 8th in third down. That's a hell of an offensive group. Sounds like the Cowboys to me. Oh, wow. Let's take a look at their shitty defense. So let me show you something here. Let me go over here. Let me get this. Let me do this here, and I'm gonna tell you and show you how this is irrelevant what the defense is for the Bears. Okay? I'm going to show you something here. Currently at the throne at work, taking a deuce, wasting time before I get off, and lights just went off 3%. Hey, Leon, I'd rather have you tell me that than chasing down some chick with your Kia. So, hey, make sure you do me a favor. Light a match. Thank you, bro. All right. So let me show you something here. So let's go here. So the Bears defense is 27th. The Bears defense is 27th. You ready? Let's see what the Eagles. Let's see what the Eagles offense is. Wow, they're 25th. So wait a minute. The 27th defense versus the 25th offense. Sounds like a push to me. Let's expand. Passing. The Bears passing are 12th. The Eagles, okay, are 23rd in defense. The Bears are. So wait a minute. The Eagles' offense is 23rd in passing. Pass defense is 21st. Sounds like a fucking push to me. Let's take a look at the Eagles' rushing offense. They're 22nd. The Bears' run defense is 26th. Wow. Okay, right in the room. How about scoring? Let's see. The Bears are 26th. Where are the Eagles? They're 18th. All right. Little advantage there, Eagles. How about on third down? Let's take a look at this. Third down here. Bears. Bears are 15th. On third. Actually, the Bears are 10th. The Bears are 10th on defense in third down. What are the Eagles? Defense. Third down. Let's see here. Eagles defense. Third down. Where are they? Eagles are 27th. Huh. So the 27th ranked third down team, the Eagles, versus the 10th ranked third down defense. Sounds like Bears to me. Where are you coming up with this fucking notion that you guys have this psychotic advantage on offense versus that Bears shitty defense? Based off of what? I'm not impressed with Carter at this point. I would pay Davis instead. What do you say? There's too much upside with Carter to let that just walk away like that. You're not doing that. But Jalen Carter's not played well this year. He's not worthy of a $32, $33 million contract annually. He's not worthy of it. You gave Cam Jurgens a $20 million a year contract on the operating table. How's that working out for you? By the way, the extending of Barkley for $20 million a year, how's that working out for you? Okay? I mean, when you guys are talking to me about your fucking offense, and you're trying to talk to me about your offense, well, the Bears don't have a good defense. Who says you got a good offense going on right now? You're compatible with every single thing the Bears don't do well on defense. You don't do those things on offense well. This is going to come down again. The game is going to be the offensive personnel of the Bears versus the defensive personnel of Vic. And let me tell you this. If that offense has 3 and outs in that football game against that Bears defense, you're going to get beat in that game Sunday. Do I think you're better on that side of the ball on defense than the Bears are offense? I don't think so. The quarterback is the king and the linchpin in this. Odunze, I like. Moore's a good player. Hey, DeAndre Swift has lived up to that contract in Chicago. He's lived up to it. Glazed donuts. The ultimate glazed donuts. None. Holy cow. This is so sensational. You know, when people start taking like bullseye arrows and throwing them at Sills, you don't know what you do. You're just fueling the monster. Hey, you're just fueling it more. Woo, baby. Glazed donuts. Krellers. I'll have Kelly Green on that donut too. How you doing? All right. Without further ado. Hey, did I hear that dude that does a show up the Jersey Shore? Did I hear him fucking pick the Bears? Did I hear him pick the Bears on Friday? I don't know if I'm going there. But he's picking the Bears? Oh, my God. If the Bears win, they go to 9-3 on the season. They slide into the 2-hole. The Eagles slide down to the 3-hole. You've got the Green Bay Packers and the Lions playing. And the whole NFC could switch and turn around. And by the way, if the Cowboys win, let me use my Miami math. Okay, so then the Eagles would be 8-4, right? And the Cowboys would be 6-5-1 to be a game and a half behind Philadelphia in the NFC East. Oh, we got Battle Royale coming up too today at 4:30. You're telling me after Friday, Black Friday, that the Cowboys could be a game and a half behind the Eagles in the NFC East? Is that possible? Without further ado, how you doing? He is, without a doubt, the fastest growing star in Philadelphia, man. He's got a platform, the only place you get to speak your mind. He is, without a doubt, my friend, the co-host of Birds 365, Big Zoe, Xander Krause.
What's going on, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
Oh, woo.
I see you doing good. Happy Thanksgiving, man. I want to say to you before we start, we can get these sob stuff out of the way. But I do want to say, you're thankful for things on Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for you, my friend. You're a big part of JAKIB. You've taught me a lot about being a host, about the game of football, about doing sports talk and all these different things. So thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the great people in the chat who make it possible. I got to give a shout out to Akbar today. I saw Akbar in here. He's working hard, so I always appreciate when he joins in. So big thanks to you, Big Sills. Big thanks to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Well, one reciprocation here. I want to give you guys, you and your pop, a lot of thanks for giving me a platform that no one else and everyone was afraid to. Remember something. Everybody was afraid to give me a platform. And you see why now, because of what we bring to the table here. Hey, yeah. You know that thing they crank up at the Canes game?
Yeah,
I think that's what we're doing.
AJ Brown did it this weekend. And did you see him do the Michael Irvin celebration? That was great. That was great.
Yep. So, I just want to make sure we thank everybody there. By the way, because of JAKIB, I may be doing something with Sports Grid. And I think I talked to Mike Cardano. We may be going to the Super Bowl. And I told
that'd be
them.
Great.
Yeah, but I want you there.
Nice setup down there.
I want you there with me, though, too. Okay, I want you out there.
I'll fly out there.
Yeah, I want you to broadcast. Yeah, we'll be on their stage, they said. Anyway, so, all right, dude. The Bears. How you feeling about this ball game on Friday?
I still, I'm a little more iffy on it than John. John is very common. John still got double-digit victory. By the way, real quick, before we get into that, and I'll answer your question, but update, Devontae Smith missed practice, DNP, second straight day on a short week. Thanksgiving tomorrow. Tomorrow will be an estimated report. They're being close to the vest about it. I reached out to John, said, what do you know? And John hit me with this organization. They won't tell us shit, so they don't know on Devontae. And second straight day of DNP.
Was it that play he hit on his back, you think?
I don't know. What, the play where he had to be an acrobat and flip backwards and catch an underthrown ball?
Tremendous catch. Tremendous.
That was a terrible throw, dude.
Dude, terrible throw. Great catch.
Great catch.
Great catch.
I don't know if it was that or not. I'm just saying he missed practice. Now, the interesting thing to note is yesterday they put on the injury report that he had shoulder and chest. And today they had shoulder, chest, and illness. Now, if you're weird like me, I actually think that's a good thing because yesterday was shoulder and chest and they added illness. So, did he not practice? I don't know. Did he not practice because of an illness? And if he gets healthier or if he feels better, if he takes his vitamins or whatever the hell you want to call it, will he be out there? Hopefully it's not anything serious, obviously, with Devontae Smith, but it is notable that he's missed his second straight practice.
Wow. I mean, yeah, they need to have him in this ball game here, man. Let me throw you some. So I want to bring up Caleb Williams to you because I think he's the key in this game and how this game is going to go out. I want to bring this up to you here. Everyone is like, Caleb Williams is this, Caleb Williams is that. Okay. So far through 11 ball games, Caleb Williams has thrown the ball 360 times. By the way, both teams 8-3. Hurts has thrown to 308. Williams has got 213 completions. Hurts has 207. Williams has 2,600 passing yards. Hurts has 2,200 passing yards. Williams has 16 touchdowns. Hurts has 17. Williams has only 4 touchdowns. Hurts has 1. And, I mean, I don't know about you. Where do you think that Jalen Hurts has played better than Caleb Williams this year? Not you. Where is that where people are saying that Hurts has played better than him?
Well, I think a theme you're starting to see a lot with this year is a lot of people, a lot of fans are giving the Eagles the benefit of the doubt because of what they were able to accomplish a year ago. And I get why. But when you isolate this year, it's a different story. Now, as far as Jalen versus Caleb, I don't necessarily think that Jalen's been a lot worse than Caleb or anything. I don't think they're asking him to do as much as Caleb. I mean, if you think about this risk-averse approach that they've had, they're not really asking Jalen to go out and win you football games. You know what I mean? I saw a stat today that they're 6-0 right now when Jalen Hurts throws for under 200 yards. And that's not even including any of the rushing numbers.
People involved.
But that's not even including rushing. If you think about it, a year ago, it made sense because you're like, okay, well, we're rushing for 200 yards a game. We're not. But we're still 6-0 when he doesn't throw the ball for 200 or over 200 yards. So I think they're different styles of quarterback. I think their teams are asking very different things of them. I mean, Ben Johnson needs that quarterback to get the ball to his playmate. That's how he thrives. I mean, so it's very different.
I think he's coached a lot of the shitty football out of him.
What do you mean? You mean Ben for Caleb?
Yeah, I think Ben Johnson coached a lot of shitty ball out of him.
Yeah, he's still learning, and I get it. He hasn't been under center a lot in his career, and Ben Johnson has that very traditional, he needs you on time, man. And I actually think he's added an element where sometimes you see those offenses, as good as they are, when you have an offense like that where it's on time, if you got a great pass rush or great interior pressure, you can really mess up a game plan. Look at Jared Goff or look at somebody like that where you can really get to him. So I think Caleb actually, adds an element where he is able to scramble. He is able to roll out. And he's not the type of scrambler that looks to run. He looks to scramble and throw because he's got a big arm. He's never been a running quarterback. He's a mobile quarterback, but he's not a running quarterback. So he's an interesting player, but I'm not fully sold on him just yet, All
right. Well, let me look at the rest of the product of what he's doing for this huddle then. DeAndre Swift is going to get about 1,000 yards this year. He's got 480 carry. He's on pace for about 6 touchdowns. Here's Barkley, 1,050, 3.5 yards a carry.
Yeah, right. He's down a little bit.
So I think Swift's having a better year because he's better. I think they need to get Barkley more involved in the pass game. Adunze, 1,000 yards, 42 catches, 9 touchdowns. Devontae.
These are what they're on pace for, right? That you're reading. Yeah, you're projected. Okay.
1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns, 85 catches. All right. DJ Moore's on pace for 800 yards, 56 catches. AJ's on pace for 800 yards, 71 catches. I'm like, I think the number one thing that you're doing right now, Xander, is you're pointing it out. You tried pointing to John. John's giving these guys the benefit. These guys, I mean, the Bears are having just as good a year. If you think that the Eagles guys are having a good year, the Bears guys are having just as good a year with a quarterback that I'm with you. I'm with you on Caleb. He's the key to this game. Here's another thing on the defensive side. Montez Sweat's at pace for 60 tackles, 40 solos, 15 assists, and 11.5 sacks. Carter, 43, 26 and 17, and a sack and a half. Now, they play different positions, but they're impact defensive linemen.
Yeah.
Montez Sweat's having a pretty damn good football season.
Yeah, I mean, look, remember, they do have a last place schedule. We have a first place schedule. Remember, the last in the North last year. That's a factor. And I'm not saying it's the only thing.
Are you saying Montez Sweat's not a good player?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying some of these statistics when you bring up receivers and quarterback, and some of those are inflated. Now, there's one thing you left out that I would add here. All right. You look at their rushing numbers. They get that Kyle Monungai. I don't know how to say his name, Monungai or whatever his name is. Yeah. He's got 99 carries for 461. Their team already has 1,500 rushing yards because Caleb has already added 300 rushing yards as well. So I kind of spoke about how he'll roll out and look downfield, but he'll take off too. I mean, his first preference is to throw the football, but he will run the football, and I think that's going to be a factor in this game. You know what, Sills? I honestly feel like, and by the way, they're talking about big wins potentially, again this weekend. So it's going to be it's going to be very similar forecast.
I think the Bears have a better running attack than what the Eagles have.
They do. That's what I'm pointing out to you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm pointing out to you. So I just gave you the numbers on their second back and their third back. We have 1,200 total rushing yards. Jalen is our second rusher with 298. So him and Caleb are right lockstep with the same amount, basically. Tank Bigsby has 164 yards on only 18 carries. Kyle has 100 carries. So they seem to run the ball more than we do. But, yeah, I mean, it's an interesting game. It's one of those games where it's like you don't really know yet how to gauge.
It reminds me of Denver. But Denver had a better defense.
Yeah, Denver's defense is so good.
Yeah, that's right. Denver team.
That Denver team.
I'm looking more their offense, though, because I didn't know Cortland Sutton was that fucking good. I thought he was a good player. I didn't think he was like a body like that, though, here. Let me ask you this question here, Z. What do you think the 14 penalties and the 96 yards and penalty yards, what do you think that's a product of?
Well, I think it's players, but I also think it might be a sign of a macro problem or a microcosm of a bigger problem in a sense of, we've talked about how they're winning games, but anybody, that wants to look honestly at the team, like the way they're playing could alienate some people. You've seen it with A.J. Brown. You've seen Devontae Smith at times be angry, want the passing game. Even Saquon Barkley's been bottled up this year. Like the style of football they're playing, you maybe create an environment where not everybody's as bought in because they're not as big of a part of it. You know what I mean? Like if you have a receiver getting 1,500 yards, they're gearing up ready to go every single game. You got a receiver that should be getting 1,500, but he's getting 800. They might lose it a little bit. I mean, these are human beings, remember, so you don't want to discourage them. And I do wonder if the lack of focus is not only from the coaching staff, but maybe it's from some of the players not being so bought in. Devontae Smith had a flag last week. And by the way, he was the reason for the prior flag on the pass that Goddard got called back. And A.J. Brown had a pre-snap flag last, both of them. I'm not trying to insinuate a big thing, but I do think when you have 14 penalties, to the tune of 100 yards, somebody's got to take accountability. And I think it would be the coaching staff first. But, I mean, come on, man, lining up wrong. That's just attention to detail. Like, that's little stuff, tough detail together. So that's attention to detail.
Do you know what I brought up to Clint Hurt last night? You tell me if you buy into this. And he bought into it. So this is now the second year that Jalen's learning how to set protections, right?
Yeah, I guess post Jason Kelce. Is it the second year without Kelsey?
Yeah.
Yeah, not the third, right? Yeah, it's the second year.
Okay. What's the fastest way to confuse a quarterback? Change the fronts. And that's what the teams are starting to do now. I've noticed it the last 4 weeks. Teams are giving multiple looks in fronts because you know why? The pass protection, you wonder why you pointed to something out to me yesterday, and this is where I went down a lane. By the time he snaps the ball, there's 1 second left. That's because they're coming up with different fronts on him. And the number one thing he has to do is set the protection. You know why you got 14 penalties and 96 yards? People are uncertain. Pre-snap alignment, snap, audible, all of that is affecting. They're uncertain. Every single series, the penalties and the uncertainty are stopping the continuity. Because you know why? You don't have one thing you can lean on like you did a year ago in the run game. When you're constantly, you come up with a new front. And that's what Landon was trying to point out before Bob Lane got a hold of him, is when he said this, he goes, they put a 5 front in there. We didn't prep for it. Well, if you didn't prep for it, that's totally fucking coaching too.
Yeah, well,
lack of preparation there. And that hurts Jalen's preparation on pre-snap. So when Hurts gets to the line of scrimmage, he sees a new front. How does he fucking know what the protection is?
That's fair. And the other problem with this is the operational part where they're not getting the play in fast enough to get up to the line.
So many voices in his ear.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, I do think they're probably doing that. I mean, look, if it is happening, then they got to adjust. They got to figure it out here. It's not an excuse to be able to have, this many penalties.
I saw it on film. I've been watching. I saw Denver do it. Denver did multiple fronts. Then I started seeing these other teams start. I saw Dallas do that.
That Denver defense was one of the best in the NFL.
Absolutely. Yeah, but the Cowboy defense shouldn't have looked like Denver's defense.
I've been saying about this Cowboys defense since they made the trade. I mean, the defense is so much better in Dallas right now. You can't even compare the first 6 weeks. You can't. This is what they are now.
This is where you miss Kelsey.
Speaking of Kelsey, I got some breaking news for you. Not Eagle related, but NFL related. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Frank Ragnow is coming out of retirement for the Detroit Lions.
Hank Fraley must have got to him and said, we need you. Wow. Boy, do they need him. They need him big time, especially for the stretch run. He couldn't contain himself.
This is real. It's Ian Rappaport tweeted this out.
Let me double check here.
Center Frank Ragnow is returning. He's in shape and ready to roll.
Let me send something to Lomas.
That's interesting.
Real. This is real.
Remember, he had a lot
of first team All-Pro last year. He was first team All-Pro.
And he's 29.
Yeah.
He was not like a 35-year-old that walked away from the game like Brandon Graham.
What do you think of Ben? That's insane news. That helps Detroit so much.
I don't think he'll play tomorrow. Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow.
No, they'll give him a 21-day window to get him.
3 great Thanksgiving Day games.
And now you got Burrow playing.
I know. Burrow and the Ravens.
Lamar.
You got the NFC North matchup.
Bro.
And you got Cowboys Chiefs.
And then the next day you got Eagles and Bears, which has turned out to be
I'm not a fan of the Black Friday game, but whatever.
How about Ben Johnson versus Vic?
Ben Johnson versus Vic is a very good matchup. I mean, Ben Johnson has been really good in terms of offensive schematics and getting people open and all those things. I mean, I think Ben has the advantage because Vic has a banged up secondary, and it's less banged up than I thought. Adoree's good. Reed is good. So it's not crazy, but you're going to have no Makuba, obviously. So you're going to have Sidney Brown out there. They do have those 2 tight ends. I think they still have Cole Kmet, and they also have Colston Loveland, who they drafted this year in the
By
first
the way,
round.
you see that guy in the run game?
Yeah, he's a beast.
He fucking blows. Did you think he was that good at Michigan?
No. I don't think they asked him to run block that much. Remember, the modern college football doesn't really ask tight ends to do that. That's why Tyler Warren was so special coming out of Penn State.
I watched him killing guys. Let me tell you something. Jalen Phillips better be ready because that guy can block, dude.
Yeah.
He's good,
Yeah.
man.
Who do you think has the advantage, Ben Johnson or Vic?
Scheme-wise, man, Ben Johnson is a savant. Vic is so experienced. I'm always going to take experience, but I don't think he has the horses, man. By the way, did you see the ranking that Adoree Jackson and Keely Ringo had the worst ratings of any position at their respective positions last week? And you're going into that game versus like you're going to be playing those dudes?
Well, that was a tough one last week, bro. There's no George Pickens over there now.
And by the way, Caleb is not Dak.
That's what I mean. Like Dak is people can say whatever they want about Dak. He gets the ball to playmakers. That's a fact.
He does.
Caleb doesn't really do that yet as good. He doesn't.
Look at what he's done with Pickens.
I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing what he's done with George Pickens.
Pickens has transformed.
George Pickens was a good, not great receiver.
Yeah. He was a 2 kind of guy.
I mean, he is now like certified.
Oh, my God. And he's a free agent. Bro, there's going to be half the league's going to offer him over $30 million to come play with them. I think the Cowboys, you can't let that guy go. Hey, do you know how important this football game is on Friday? If you lose this football game, Cowboys,
Dude,
if they win, they're a game and a half back.
If the Cowboys win and we lose, it's going to get serious because the Cowboys will they got 6 games left. I think at the least they're going to lose 1. They got the Chiefs, they have the Lions, and then I think it gets much easier for them. I forget who they play at the end of the year. I have to go and look at their schedule. But, I mean, it's going to get – if they win this game versus the Chiefs, let me look at their schedule because I think you're going to be able to see exactly what I'm talking about here. Yeah, their last 4 games are Minnesota, who blows with J.J. McCarthy. The Chargers, who are interesting, but they're so beat up.
They're
I don't trust them.
Down, though, man. They're able to put 38 on you, get beat by 38.
Right. Then they have Washington. Then they have the Giants. If they win those 4, they got to win one of Detroit or Kansas City.
One of those Washington games Daniels will play.
Was that my best offseason prediction that the Cowboys would get second in the East?
Yeah.
One of them.
Yep. I'll tell you what.
What
I love saying right now is, and I really don't like saying it, but I'll tell you what. Welcome aboard, everybody. Kind of to some of the shit we talked about the entire offseason about the replacing of the guys. Hey, Nolan Smith, man. Oof. Boy, that guy, man, you got to have some hard lessons and conversations about what that guy's future is on your team.
Yo, I got a question for you about this Eagles team real quick. Do you think there's a chance, and I know fans will never want to entertain this, but I want everybody to think like a GM for a second. Think like a front office guy. Do you think the Eagles are playing with house money this year?
Yeah. I told you they'd be better in 26 and 7.
Right.
Yeah. They mortgage. It's funny, Xander, when I bring topics up in the offseason, people think we're just throwing out topics just to throw topics out. I said they mortgaged 25 so they could be great in 26 and 27. I told you guys that in the next 3 years, you're going to win a Super Bowl again.
Yeah,
it ain't going to be this year, though.
Well, they got some stuff to fix if they want to. I mean, you're looking at sweeping offensive changes in the next couple of years.
Well, here's the changes. Well, what's happened, though, is I think the style of play has accelerated the wear on the offensive line.
Yeah, right.
It's accelerated it because you know why? Your lack of balance has completely destroyed the health of the players. Now, maybe they get healthier next year. 24 took a lot out of them, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, AJ took a beating last year in the run game. And that's played effective. Then you're going to have to decide what to do with him. Like if you move off of AJ and you move off of Goddard, bro, you're just not going to draft an offensive tackle. You got to get another skilled player.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be this is where, Howie's going to have to, again, keep it on the track. It's hard to be a GM, man, in the long term. 1-year windows are great, but it's hard to build a team consistently good 4, 5, 6 years, so it's going to be interesting to see. I just thought of that. I saw somebody commenting a little bit ago, and they're like, I don't even think they were trying to win this year. Now, if they do, obviously great, but Might not
Well,
have
I
even
think Howie
been.
counted on the rest of the conference not being really good. And he's
Well,
right.
right.
He's right.
I mean, we're talking about the
Like,
Bears
like
at 8-3.
you know what's funny? If you remember Xander on the postgame show, I don't learn anything different about the Eagles. I kind of know who they are. Everyone else is coming to this epiphany about them. And I'm like, I'm not surprised. My opinion of the Eagles hasn't changed one bit. Do I think they could still be one of the 4 teams in the conference race? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
We learned more about Dallas than we did about the Eagles.
But they got to improve, man. They can't play this way.
Unanswered fucking and the 14.
Yeah, I don't think they're going the distance if they play this way. If you never get the run game going and this is the offense, it feels like you're going to get got. No. Yeah, it feels like you're going to get got. Now, if they get the run game going, then I'd feel much different. Much different.
I want to address one more thing here with you on Jalen Carter. Whew. Man, you talk about a disappointment in a contract year for a guy, or how about this? Not a contract year, but an extension year, where like the Detroit Lions wanted to give Aiden Hutchinson that money, and they wanted to extend him. They wanted to be able to. Once they gave him the 5th year last year, they wanted to give him that contract. Do you really want to give Jalen Carter $35 million after a year like this, especially if you get bounced? Based on what?
They're going to extend themselves. So, like, I'm not going to go down the road of, like, I don't want them to. I didn't
say not to, but, I mean.
I think you're right about I think the gray area on the money is real. And I think the Eagles are having conversations there as well. I mean, a lot of people forget about stuff that happens. Like, I can assure you, when they go into the negotiation, spitting on Dak Prescott in week 1 is brought up. I mean, those are negative things. Those are negative. Yeah, so that's going to come up. I mean, I don't know what that does for the money, but I'm not letting Jalen Carter walk out the door.
I didn't say that.
Dallas,
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But are you really in a hurry after the Jurgens and the Barkley money that
the problem there still is the contract is going to keep going up if you wait, even if he's not an all-pro.
Well, if he has 2 years in a row like he's having right now, he's not a $32 million guy.
Yeah, but I think they're going to bet that he becomes it.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Look, you said it yesterday on your show. Contracts are projections. Now, look, hear me out. Like, this
Davis had a better year.
And has who?
Davis had a better year than Carter.
Well, they have very different roles in terms of what your expectations from them. But, like, considering role, yeah, Davis has played his role very well. Now, let me walk you through something, though, because this is where Howie's good.
Giving him his contract.
This is where Howie's good. Like, would you rather pay Carter this summer, work the 5th-year option in like they did with Devontae Smith, where it lessens your cap hits, give him a boatload of cash up front so you have smaller cap hits, give him his $32 million, and get him signed out through the next 5 years. It'll be a 4-year extension on top of the 5th-year option. Or do you pick up a fully guaranteed 5th-year option that'll probably be $20 million plus, maybe $25 million plus, play him on that, and then you're probably going to have to pay him 36, and you're not going to have that extra year. You're not going to be able to manipulate the cap hit down as much, and you're not going to be able to do as much money up front, or you will, but it won't benefit you in the same way. And that's where I feel like, while you are right, they're going to go for it. They're going to get ahead of that. That's a player that they've identified as a long-term piece, and I think they're going to pay him. I do. I think they're going to pay him pretty close to top of the market.
Okay. Top of the market for less than performance. Boy, I hate doing shit like that, because you really are projecting, and you're hoping that the player who wasn't prepared to play this year wasn't prepared.
Dude,
okay.
I haven't. If you asked me this before last game, it would have been a much different answer too, because Jalen Carter was starting to really come alive. He was really finding his rhythm, finding his groove. I don't know. I can't recall a game where I've seen Jalen Carter manhandled like he was versus the Cowboys. I mean, if you rewatch that tape, I want everybody to focus in on Jalen Carter.
First, that second-year center, BB.
And also Booker. Booker was cooking him, dude. I mean, moving him off the line.
You know what moved the needle on me on Carter? Watching Quinnen Williams play, I'm like, that's a dominant football player right there. Yeah, that's how you want to play the 3 technique.
Quinnen Williams, he exposed Cam Newton.
Special.
Dude, there was plays where Cam Jurgens didn't even have his head up yet, and Quinton Williams was by him, which also shows you that the defense knows what's coming, pinning their ears back and going.
So good, man.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? Maybe because he was hidden in that jet shitty offense or that jet shitty defense. He is fucking good, dude. Wow, can he move? He's 335 pounds and he's caught out of a steak. He's not some fat guy. I mean, he was running and wreaking havoc. You think
Quinton's been good for a while, man.
Yes, he's got 3 Pro Bowls in there. Yeah, so he is. Do you believe that the run game comes back in this game?
In this game? How are the Bears against the run?
Terrible. Here.
How are the Cowboys against the run?
Terrible. Now, that's a different thing because they added what's his name to the mix there.
Look, I don't think it's going to be.
That's another thing John kept telling me. He goes like this: "You think he's really going to be an impact guy?" I said, "John, you could put Quinton Williams on Mars. He's going to make an impact on a defense," and he did. Where are they now? Yeah, here they are. They're 28th against the run.
Yeah, that's awful. And they don't look that while they're you can make the same argument. They don't have guys.
23rd running the ball.
Yeah, I think you're going to be able to run the ball. I think
this is going to happen in this game Friday. You're either going to beat them 34-17, or this game's going to be a one-possession game, and the Bears are going to be at the end of the ball game with a chance to win the game. And it's going to be another one of those 28-26 type of games. I mean, that's how because you know what? Could the Eagles just do this? Hurts goes for 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, 65 yards rushing. Barkley goes for 125.
I feel like the Eagles are going to win this game.
What?
I feel like the Eagles are going to win this game.
I do too.
I do. I don't think this Bears team is ready yet. I don't think they have the staple pieces that you need to take down the Eagles.
Do you know? Here, I'll give you a Jimmy Johnson thing, and you can always tell a team that doesn't understand championship tempo. And here's what he used to tell me, Xander. We did everything in practice. We ran the drills. We ran to water. We ran everywhere at game tempo. We fucking did everything. Nick Saban coached every one of those Alabama teams. He learned this from Jimmy. Game tempo. Do you know how teams sometimes don't know because they've not been in the environment? Look at Dallas. They were down 21-0. Don't you think Dallas went like this? Holy shit. We've got to play to that level, or we're going to get rolled off the field here. When you play the Eagles, they play championship tempo. Chicago doesn't know what that looks like right now. Who have they played that have been in that environment to play championship tempo? So I think it's going to be a shock to their system when you get on the field against the Eagles, and they're going to have to learn how to play championship tempo.
Yeah,
look at what the Cowboys did. They were down 21-0. Xander, when you're in a game like that, and all of a sudden you're watching a championship team, you're like, holy shit, that's what it takes to win a game like this. Because you've been in this malaise of playing these other shitty teams because of poor record, the schedule's softer. When you get in the game with them big teams, those quick, hey, Xander, the plays come like this. Wham, 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 wham. Before you know it, you look up, you got 5 minuses. And you're just getting run off the field.
Yeah.
That's what I think Chicago's going to face. How they handle that game tempo, if they can adjust to it, because I think the Eagles are going to get a lead on them. How will Chicago be able to handle that game presence and game tempo that the Eagles know how to play for champ? The Eagles, one thing they know what championship pacing is. They know championship tempo.
Yeah.
And they play at it every level. The problem has been the mistakes, the injuries, and all this. Play calling has hurt all that, and it's kind of regressed it. But they know how to get into a game and what level it takes to play. Chicago doesn't know that.
I agree. They definitely don't know that. I mean, just ask Mike North. I mean, They don't know that at all. There's not
That's
even
why
a
they
player on
wobble.
there that knows
That's
that.
why they
Yeah.
wobble in games, Andrew. They wobble in games because they see a team that's good. Holy cow. Okay. Then they got to get up to that level.
This is the only scenario I see where the Bears win this game.
Turnovers.
No, it's actually, well, that's a part of it, but that's not what I'm going for with what I said. The Bears lead the NFL in comeback wins this year. You've seen them pull the rabbit out of their hat a bunch of times this year. The Eagles have a propensity when they have a lead to play ultra conservative football, and sometimes that can bite you in the ass. So if the Bears can get a couple stops late and can get something working, I think that would be the only opportunity where if they made a little bit of a magical comeback type of thing happen and the Eagles weren't, we're going too conservative or, didn't play their cards right, didn't manage the game right, whatever the case may be, that's really the way I would see the Bears winning this game.
Okay. Do you know who the defensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears is?
No, who is it?
It's Dennis Allen.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, Brady had a losing record when he was in Tampa versus the Saints when he was there. So you got some pretty good coaches. You got Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen. He sucks. He's got a Super Bowl ring too. Okay.
We beat them last year. That Dennis Allen, he was the coach. Was he the coach of the Saints last year?
Yeah, head coach.
Head coach, right? Yeah. So we beat them 15-12, if you remember correctly, in the beginning of the year last year.
Bro, John's crazy. You're not going to put a ton of points on that team.
Jalen threw for 300 in that game with no touchdowns and one pick. Barkley had 17 for 147 and 2 tutties.
And you put 15 points on him.
15 points.
Dude, wow. Dennis Allen is a really good coach.
You think Jalen Hurts should start running more?
Yeah. Can I tell you what I think's happened to Hurts? I think Jalen Hurts has decided that he wants to be in the conversation with the rest of those quarterbacks, and he's starting not to run. And he wants to be talked about with those. Isn't it wild? Hurts' numbers aren't bad. Everyone else around him are. A year ago, and all the other years, everyone else's numbers were great. His were not the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to make of that. I really don't. It's one of those things that's hard to gauge. I mean, the eye test tells me that Jalen's not having that great of a year.
Leadership that know the guy, know the team. Dude, Hugh Douglas is not just going to start.
Well, that's what I brought up to John today. I said, John, I'm just looking at the tea leaves. I mean, Jeff McClain and Mike Sealski, who are two plugged-in guys, and Jeff tried to kind of say D. Gunn's report was wrong. And, it's funny, and this is what I don't like about reporters sometimes, where they want the scoop first, so they'll delegitimize something, and then they'll just say it first. Jeff McClain kind of said Derek Gunn's report was BS on 97.5, and then on his podcast, which I listened to yesterday with Mike Sealski in the aftermath of the Dallas game, he points to problems where he thinks the organization sees a big problem with what's going on in the passing game, and that's why the running game is so bottled up. That's Jeff McClain. And he used the word.
McClain's trying to get the story to be
That's what I'm saying. But again, leave that out of it for a second. It's consistent with what D. Gunn said, Hugh Douglas said, Jeff McClain said it. John said it in like week 4, week 5 that he was aloof. I don't know. I just feel like there's like a little bit. I'm reading the tea leaves, and Jeff McClain used the word. The NovaCare complex is not happy with the passing game. So
sounds like the owner to me.
It's not me saying it, so don't fucking attack me. I don't feel like dealing with all you idiots today, but that's what they're saying. I think if you read the tea leaves, they want more out of this offense. There's no doubt about it.
That's the owner.
I happen to agree, but I can't say that with certainty.
I mean, if Jeff McClain's not putting a name on it, it's the owner. It's the owner. I mean, because remember, everything trickles down. It trickled down with Doug. It trickled down with Wentz. It trickled down with Nick. It starts from the top, dude.
Yeah.
And so, the quarterback right now, and personally, again, like I said, Kevin Patullo, all these guys, I had to turn that freaking thing off. I'm listening to Kevin Patullo.
Oh,
I just shut it off. After the third question, I just shut it off and I went, well, we're hoping this, we're doing, and I'm going like, bro, you have no answers for anything. Who made that hire?
Who? Patullo? I mean, it looked like Sirianni, didn't it? That's his guy. He brought
Okay,
him
well,
over.
who gave the okay for it? Nick's just
I
not
mean,
going to go. I'm hiring a
Well,
guy.
what are they going to say? The Super Bowl winning head coach can't promote a coordinator?
Well, the Super Bowl coach can't pick personnel. They tell him that.
Coaches, I mean, that's more common though. I mean, a coach's job description, and for the most part, isn't picking personnel.
Well,
that's an old school thing.
How about this though? I want to play. Well, I think Vic's had to compromise that too. So okay, I'll take that, Xander. I think Vic's had to compromise that. I do. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I kind of feel optimistic that maybe they get the run game going a little bit this week.
So wait a minute here. Everybody in Philly wants to replace Kevin Patullo. So with who?
Yeah, I don't know. I have
Nick?
no clue.
They're not going to let Nick. You know why?
Because they're not changing anything.
If Nick calls plays,
yeah, they're not changing anything.
No,
they're not changing anything right now.
Why would you?
I don't think. So
you think that Cowboy game was an anomaly game?
What do you mean anomaly? From what perspective?
Just like kind of like it was an outlier.
Well, I think it's an outlier from the turnovers and from the penalties, and that's how they're viewing it.
Turnovers and penalties.
Yeah, I mean, if you take away the 14 penalties, get that down to 8 league average, and take our 2 turnovers, turn them into 1 or less, then I think they view it as our philosophy is still fine. See, that's the bad part about that Cowboy loss is that a lot of Eagle fans see that loss and they're like, we need changes. I don't really think the organization sees it that way. I mentioned this to you today.
Changes are a sign of panic.
Yeah, I think they see it as get back on track, don't turn the football over, got to clean up the pre-snap penalties, and let's be on our way. Same thing.
Are you still comfortable that the defense, by the way, we're going to read your supers in a minute. Please hit the like button. So are you still saying that the defense is trending in a good place?
Well, I think that certainly got, maybe slowed up a little bit with what happened versus Dallas, but it's hard for me to put. I get your point, and it's well taken by me that their output was not good versus the Cowboys. But dude, you can't put that much pressure on a defense. I don't think versus no matter how good you are. I mean, you just can't. The offense didn't do anything for the last 41 minutes of the game. They had 3 and out, punt, 3 and out, 3 and out, punt, missed field goal, 3 and out, punt. It's like whatever it was. The defense struggled, and they finally gave up points, by the way, to the number 1 passing offense in football. It happened. I don't feel not good about them, but I feel like maybe we need some time. It's going to take a little bit. They're not quite ready to be what they were a year ago. It's going to take a little bit, but I do feel good about the guys they got in the room, man. I do. I think Jalen Phillips. I mean, I rewatched that game tape. He got a little more pressure than I thought. Didn't get home. But there was a couple moments that he got through, just didn't quite get to Dak. Obviously, that defensive line, I think, will get back to form. I think last week was more of an outlier for them. The linebackers I feel good about. Cornerback and the secondary is a big issue. I mean, I feel great about Quinyon, and I feel pretty good about Cooper. I thought he played better on the outside than I thought on second watch. Not great, but, good players make great plays, and a couple players make really good plays. But so I feel all right about the defense.
You have to get – like I said, Dak was spectacular in that game, and yeah, Pickens was just spectacular. They get paid too, and I think sometimes people forget that. Hey, look, even though you guys – now I'm going to ask you a question here. Is the 2024 roster overrated? I mean, 2025 roster overrated.
I guess you're going down the McMullen road here where he's been telling me, maybe it's overrated.
I didn't know he went there, but I'm asking you, do you think that this roster is overrated?
No, I think we've created the perception that it's overrated by the way we play.
So do you think the 2024 roster makes that comment look even more – because the team is nowhere near that team a year ago. And that team was an iconic team. That's one of the best rosters of all time.
Yeah.
For Super Bowl era, it's so unfair to the 25 team.
Yeah, they're not that. I mean, I think the offensive line's probably a little overrated. They haven't proven that they're that great of a unit altogether. I think it's probably fair to question where Saquon Barkley is on the health meter or how much he has or has not lost a step. I think it's more offensive line, but I
do
do
too.
get, yeah, I mean, I think it's still offensive line, but yeah, I mean, maybe a little overrated. I mean, look, when you have a game offense though that doesn't really try and accentuate the talents of the receivers and things like that. Like they're not going to look as good, you know what I mean? So I think that's a part of it as well. I mean, they play this well. You have to factor that into your evaluation of the players on offense, and I think that's a bigger part of it. But no, I don't think they're overrated. I think they're properly rated.
You think Jalen Hurts is overrated?
No, in what way?
How people perceive him.
Well, it depends. Are you talking about the NFL or are you talking about the Eagles fans?
You fill it in. Do
I don't
you
think
think
he's overrated. No, I just don't think. I don't think he's overrated. I don't think he's overrated. I just don't think I don't think we play a brand of football where you see elite level quarterbacking that lifts you to victories. That's not the kind of football that we play in Philly right now. And look, if you want to say why that is, or you have that's another conversation. But he's a good quarterback. He's got moments where he's a great quarterback. I don't think he's a quarterback that's going to elevate everybody around him all the time from a traditional sense, where George Pickens goes to Dallas and gets 1,000 yards in 10 games. I don't see that with Jalen. But I think he's got unique traits. He's got an ability to win games. And he's a smart player in that he knows when to push and not push. Now, maybe he's gotten too clammed up, but no, I don't think he's overrated, especially from a macro NFL perspective. I don't.
How many elite games do you think he's played this year?
0. 1. No. Vikings game was an elite game. That was an elite game.
Oh, yeah.
That's 1. What else? Second half versus the Rams. That was an elite half.
Okay. Well, elite game.
The Eagles offense we're talking about here, man. You got to give me halves.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you think the reason that the offense isn't elite is because the quarterback doesn't play elite football?
Oh, yeah, to some extent. I mean, to some extent,
So is the face of the offense the quarterback, or is the face of the offense the scheme?
Right now, it's the scheme for sure.
Okay, well then, if it's the scheme, how can the scheme supersede an elite quarterback? Josh Allen is the face of that offense. It's not the scheme, dude.
But look at all the other problems they have.
Joe Burrow's the elite face of that offense in Cincy, or Mahomes in KC, or Stafford in nobody goes like this because, hey, whether it's Sean McVay with Baker Mayfield or with Jimmy Garoppolo, Stafford makes that fucking offense roll, dude. He's the elite guy in that thing.
Stafford's that's right. Elite.
Well, if the quarterback in that system's not elite, he's not the face of that offense then.
Yeah, but, I think that's maybe a little overrated at times. I do. Okay. I think there's I think
the quarterback's overrated at times too then.
Well, then I'm fine with you saying
Stafford's not overrated.
No, he's not overrated. But I think there's like a difference in, there's outlier quarterbacks that, overcome a lot of shit. You see Mahomes with that. You see Tom Brady would do that. Like, there's not that many of those guys. Most teams, even Josh Allen, as much as I like Josh Allen, dude, that guy needs more people around him. Clearly. They haven't gotten to the Super Bowl. That guy's as good as he is. So you need more round quarterbacks. Like, I don't think that's as much of a knock on Hurst as it might sound. I do. I don't think it is.
I'll tell you what, if Allen loses 1 or 2 players, that's not really going to determine the outcome of the game.
They're cooked.
Hurts loses 1 or 2 players, that affects the entire unit. If you change the coordinator, the one thing they don't do with Allen that they do with Hurts, the constant changing of the coordinators.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Brady, he's had 2 coordinators his entire career so far.
Well, I do think that would.
Abel and Brady.
I do think that would help Jalen.
I do too.
Look, at the end of the day, the disconnect between the quarterback and the coaches is very evident to me. Jalen Hurts is not a traditional quarterback from a drop back sense. Nick Sirianni, Kevin Patullo, all of these guys come from a drop back. They grew up that way. They coached in the NFL that way with Phillip Rivers. This is how they play ball. So in a way, like they're out of their area of expertise trying to be so. Now there's not that many of like RPO coordinators out there. There's not that many of them, but I just don't think it's
They're
a
in
great
college.
fit. I don't think it's a great fit. Yeah, you got to
They're
go
in
to college,
college.
which
Those
is why
coordinators
I
are in
actually
college.
think the Scott Leffler guy is an interesting guy here to keep an eye on, moving forward. So I don't think it's a great fit, but look, here's the one thing you got to add in there because look, I'll be hard on Hurts. People say I'm way too hard on Hurts. Some people, I don't know where that came from. I've been a big supporter of the guy, but it is what it is. People just, they want to bully you into every one of their opinions, and I don't
I've
like
not
that.
changed in 5 years on the guy.
No, but here's the honest truth on Jalen Hurts. He's good enough to win with. Like, you need a lot around him, but I've seen us win with him. I've seen us win at an unprecedented level with him. I've seen us go to 2 Super Bowls with him. I've seen us win one with him. Now, that's not to say he didn't have a lot around him. I'm not taking away from the defense and the running game. I'm just saying I don't view him as our biggest roadblock to going back and winning a Super Bowl. If you're playing offense or you don't have as good of an offense or your running game's not there, do you need him to potentially lift his game and elevate and be that more consistently? Yes, you do. And that's why our offense right now isn't so good. But he's good enough to get the job done. They just got to get everything around him, which is a tough thing to do.
I never thought Troy Aikman was an elite arm in the pocket. I never thought he was an elite quarterback. I thought he had a lot around him. I mean, I don't think Troy ever threw for over $4,000 his entire career. He was very limited. I mean, and I know. By the way, he won 3 Super Bowls.
I got the Bears injury report. Man, this thing is long. Holy crap!
Give me the significant names.
Not that many significant names. TJ Edwards, DNP. Ruben Hippolyte, I don't know that name. He's a linebacker, DNP. Yeah. Luke Newman, offensive lineman, DNP. Is that a backup or is that a starter?
I'm going to look now. Keep reading that, will you?
Dominique Robinson, concussion, DNP, defensive lineman. Noah Sewell, linebacker, elbow, DNP. Tyreek Stevenson, defensive back, DNP. And then everybody else is limited or full.
Most of those guys are you say Noah Sewell?
Noah Sewell, yeah.
What was his status?
DNP.
Did not practice?
Yeah, starter.
He's a starter. That guy Ruben.
Look at NJ fishing. Hippolyte. He said that's Electrolyte's cousin.
He's a starter.
He's a starter. NJ, I appreciate that humor, my friend.
Hey, let's read these supers because guess
Hippolyte what's Electrolyte. Oh man, that's funny.
Guess what's coming up in a couple minutes?
What? The Royale. I know. I can't wait.
Oh my
Here's
God.
E-Train. By the way, what's 500 going to have to? He's going to say 8-3, right? Is that what he's going to have to say?
He's gonna lean on Super Bowls, and he's got to lean on where.
Well, they got us beat in Super Bowls too.
Something different.
They got us beat in Super Bowls though.
Oh no, this year, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Cowboys are fighting for a Super Bowl.
No, they're not. Here's E-Train. We got to be careful with Jalen. I know he's limited in the pocket, but he's a winner, and that's not common. They need a coordinator that will utilize his skill set. Happy Thanksgiving, and God bless you. I agree with that.
God bless you. They don't hire coordinators for Jalen Hurts. They hire
E-Train. Now, this is my pushback on you. This is my pushback. And I agree with your premise. I agree with what you're saying. But why do you have belief that the organization will do that? They've never done it. They've never done it. They hired Kellen Moore. They hired Kevin Patullo. Shane Steichen was brought over, and they tried to make a passing offense first before they shifted, and we're lucky that Shane is a smart coordinator and was able to adjust. They don't hire coaches that utilize the skill set.
E-Train, they don't hire coordinators for Hurts. They hire them for Nick.
You've been saying this for months, man.
People who work better with him than with Hurts.
You've been saying this for so long.
They don't hire coordinators for him.
I finally know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, they don't.
I finally know what you meant by it.
Yeah, if they hired somebody, he would look like Shane.
All right, here we go.
Why doesn't he hire somebody that looks like Shane? You know why? Because Nick doesn't coach that style of quarterback.
Papa Smurf says, what's up, Papa Smurf? I agree with Sills. I think Lurie has seen enough from Hurts to trust him. Remember, Lurie had a meeting with AJ.
Trust him.
I wouldn't put too much on that meeting.
Where did you see the trust in that Cowboy game? They had 3 drives. They got the lead. They stopped throwing the
Yeah,
ball.
but that's different. That's coach. That's not owner.
No, but that's approach.
If I'm
They
just
got
gonna
conservative. They got conservative after the 3 drives.
I'm just going to speak on my perspective here, Papa Smurf. I don't have any information or anything like that, but I think Jeffrey Lurie likes Jalen Hurts as the face of the franchise for all the other reasons that aren't maybe as football based. And I think he still likes his game, but I think he loves the way he's a face of the franchise publicly. I think he likes the way he carries himself as a man, as a person, as a family man. I think he likes the way he gives back to the community. I think he likes the work ethic and the mentality and all of those different things. I think Jalen Hurts, whether you like his game or not, I think he's a pretty upstanding guy. I think everybody could say that. And I think Jeffrey Lurie likes that. I mean, Jeffrey Lurie's protecting a $10 billion baby, I think Jeffrey Lurie likes a lot of that stuff.
My younger days, I'd add one more, but I'll leave it away. I'll leave it out of there right now. And
I don't even know what you mean, but I won't speculate. Here's Jarhead. What's up, Jarhead? Hey, Sills and Z. I hate to say it. If this team continues to play the way they did against Dallas, they'll go 3-3 the rest of the way, 11-6.
11-6.
That sounds like what was your win prediction this year? That, right?
Yeah. I had 11 wins.
I think 12 is more likely, but we'll see. Here's some Black Ninja. Frank Ragnow coming out of retirement. Yeah, we mentioned that, Ninja. That's interesting.
First team All-Pro a year ago, too.
They got to win tomorrow.
Oh,
Detroit has to beat the Packers tomorrow.
Have to.
I mean, and then if the Bears lose and the Lions win, they'll both be tied for first in the North at 8-4.
This is what I think is going to happen there in Chicago or in Detroit, in my opinion. I think what they're going to do is they're going to move that center, that Glasgow guy. I think they're going to move him over to right guard.
Yeah.
And they'll put Ragnow in there at center.
Isn't that where Glasgow played or whatever last year?
And I think that makes them, like a year ago a little bit, they're looking to get stronger in the middle, because what's the one thing Dallas got stronger at? Dallas dominated the defensive tackles of the Eagles in that game.
Here's the Dirty D. What's up, brother? All right. Dirty D says Aiden Hutchinson is only in his 3rd year, and last year he missed all season. Just about Lions played him off for 1 year. Dirty D, you watched Hutchinson play, brother?
I saw him destroy Tristan Wirfs.
You watched Aiden Hutchinson play, Dirty D? I'm not. They're right to pay him early. Okay, that guy can fucking play. That guy can flat out play. I see. By the way, so we got the Royale coming up. I see Mark Holmes in the green room.
I even checked his ass out the other day.
Mark, you got the win this week, my friend. You can't let anybody bully you this week, Mark. Don't let all these Cupcake Eagle fans bully you, Mark.
Yeah, no cupcakes, man. No glazed donuts. I can't wait. What do you think Philly comes in, man? What do you think he's?
I don't know what 500 is going to be today. I don't.
You know what he said, though? He said that me and Mark are going to have to get a room.
Well, I mean, look, the facts are the facts. Mark was known coming into the season as Philly dubbed him as a Dak Prescott guy. Fucking Dak Prescott's lighting it on fire right now, man. He is playing good football. All right.
Again, the way he dove in the end zone, he wanted that game, man.
He did, man. He's a great quarterback, man. I'll keep saying it. I don't care what people say to me. I'll keep saying it. He's a great quarterback. Yep. And George Pickens, dude. Yo, by the way, did you see his troll of the Eagle fans? Oh, no. It was so funny. Eagle fans are such buttercups, man.
What did he do? Tell me, what did he do?
I guess he commented on some Instagram post and he said, let me find it. He said something to the tune of, fuck Philly fans. They're known for sandwiches, dumbass. Like something like that. And I'm like, bro, that is a classic troll.
Sandwiches. Go make
classic troll, man. It's a classic troll.
That's fucking great. You're known for hoagies.
Cheesesteaks. Come on. Here's E-Trend. Would you rather have Nick or Jalen? This is a scapegoat organization. That's what I mean about being careful. This tandem doesn't work as it should. Oh, they're going to scapegoat somebody. They're going to scapegoat Patullo and A.J. Brown. That's who's getting scapegoated this year.
That's right. That's who's getting scapegoated here. I'd rather have Jalen over Nick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nick.
All right, so it's good show,
Hey,
my man. Happy
Nick's the
Thanksgiving
most
to you.
replaceable guy in the building. Jalen's not. He's not. Nick. Hey, how come? Tell me this. How come every time we have problems with the team, Nick has no answers for him?
Well, he would say, "What are you talking about?"
Okay, you're right. Boy, you
He's
look
been
awful
the-
good. You look
He's been
awful
the
good.
two. Wait. Now
I think they're overrated.
I get what you're saying, but he would say my win percentage is second to who? Vince Lombardi's? I mean,
Yeah,
come on, dude.
So when I look at Nick Sirianni, I see Vince Lombardi.
I don't either.
Vince Lombardi. You mean the guy you named the trophy after? That's who you see Nick Sirianni as Vince Lombardi.
Can you imagine they're going to replace the name of the Lombardi Trophy to the Sirianni?
Look at 500.
All right, I'm out of here, dude. You're going to get me in trouble. I got to stop it. You're getting me in trouble, man, over and over again.
God. All right, man.
Look at 500's name. December is coming.
Hey.
All right, so it's good show, man.
Right.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, man. I appreciate you.
I'll see you Friday. We're going to be doing something on Friday, freak shows, and then we got the pregame too, getting you ready.
Plenty of content Friday, man. Big game Friday.
Yeah. Big game Friday. Big Z, have a great Thanksgiving, my friend. All right. Woo! I don't know what I made sure that I got myself a room over. I wanted to get a big room, so I'm going to go with the Four Seasons in Dallas because that's one of the big places. If you ever want to go to Dallas, so me and Mark Holmes are going to have to get a room. I said, let me book a room at the Four Seasons. They're on Stetson. So you're going to go over there. You're going to go, please, can we have a master suite after what happened on Sunday? 21 up, then 24 unanswered. One of the most anticipated battle royales. To the victor, we bring in the king of content for the Dallas Cowboys, Mark Holmes, and the reigning champion. Here he is, Philly 500. He joins us now here.
When that room's rocking, don't come knocking. Come on.
Forgive me, I was working late. I just need a snack.
Hold on for a minute. What's the
Mark's eating again. What a surprise.
Oh. The shirt says the stars are aligning.
Yeah. Yep. Dak, CD.
Oh, I mean, as you're buttering up your glazed.
Oh, it's not butter. It's not butter.
Oh, is it whip?
It's soft Philly cream cheese.
It's soft Philly cheese? Is it like the defense in the second half?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, first off, wait a minute. Look at Philly. Philly, I'm going to, you know what?
Hey, let me pour myself a drink here.
Mark, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance to eat your food and have your booze, and I'm going to ask Philly, what happened on Sunday?
But look, I'm trying really hard these last few days to be a gracious loser in that we lost. So I'm going to give Dallas credit. I have no excuses. I want to get this out in front. No excuses. They beat us. They came back. I admire the fight that they had going down 21-0. They didn't quit. I give them all the credit. I have no excuses. Now, that being said, we're going to talk about issues the Eagles have and things that they could have done to help it. So it's two different things. I give them full credit. I have no excuses. Now, as far as us, I think this is a problem that we have seen flare up before. Actually, it happens a lot to us. We just a lot of times don't get caught by it, right? You look at the 24-6 halftime lead against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Eagles come out. I mean, Hurts was 15-17 the first half, doesn't complete a pass in the second half, right? We saw in the Denver game, they don't play to win games. They play not to lose games. They're too conservative. And when they got up 21-0, the first thing I said was, They can't take the foot off the gas. And I think it was one of the first things that they did that led to a bunch of other things for them. So they literally choked that game away. There's no question.
Do you believe, Philly, that the offense is systematically starting to destroy the defense in some way, that, all those 3 and outs they had, they really only played 15 minutes of good football in that ball game, because the other 45 minutes, Dallas rolled back on them, dude. I mean, those 3 series that they had, they were spectacular. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, get this, in the first quarter, Philly, AJ had 6 targets in that ball game. He had 3 the rest of the game. How do you explain that?
I don't know, except to say that this is an issue that it happens every week. Even in games we win, we always play one half of football, one quarter of football, and then we coast to the lead we have or whatever, or we depend that the other team has more turnovers than us. This is, to me, a coaching issue. I do not know why they would take their foot off the gas. But if you look at the very series that they had the ball when it was 21-0, they come out and all of a sudden it goes to the same run that they do all the time. Everybody knows, a little screen to Barkley. And it was like, here we go. It just looked different. You know what I mean? And that's the coaching philosophy of Nick Sirianni, ultra conservative. And you know what? He's not going to learn any lessons from this, because he believes this is an anomaly. He believes that most of the time, if I'm up 21 points, I'm not going to turn over the ball as many times as we did. And they're going to continue it. This has been a problem, actually, for quite a few amount of years with him. It just bit us in the ass.
Good, Mark.
Can I be an outside observer and partial and just make?
Well, Mark, before you do that, I want to show you what you did after those first 3 series. Check it out.
Good.
7 plays, 50 yards, touchdown, Eagles. 12 plays, 61 yards, or 76 yards, touchdown, Eagles. 6 plays, 66 yards, touchdown. Listen what you guys did after that, because of the penalties and because of the inconsistent play calling. 3 plays, 8 minus 2 yards, punt. 3 plays, 3 yards, punt. 6 plays, 18 yards, punt. 3 plays, 7 yards, punt. 7 plays, 30 yards, missed field goal. 6 plays, 33 yards, fumble. 5 plays, 17 yards to end the game, punt. Let me tell you what you guys did. With those remaining 8 series after the first 3, you held them to 4 plays a drive and 14 yards. I mean, you shut that team down for 45 minutes.
Now here's the thing, because some people are happy about our defense right now. Now, let me summarize what Philly 500 actually said there, okay? Because I was not
don't put words in my mouth.
No. Basically, what you're saying is your team is like this cream cheese on offense.
Don't put words.
No, hold on. They're afraid. They're afraid to challenge down the field there, buddy.
And
they get a lead.
That Dallas are bad winners.
Come on.
Shut that bullshit.
Hey, bro, you may be a gracious loser, but you are a sore winner, man. Because listen, you're gonna take this motherfucker. Okay, you gonna take this?
Yeah.
You know, you'd have made your bet, because I told you last week when you were doing the whole, we're playing a playoff team, and you went to the Bears. You just ignored. You
exactly
passed the Cowboys. But here's the thing: your offense is only averaging 8.8 points in the second half. That's a fatal flaw there, bro. And it seems like they get complacent in saying we're scared to try and continue to use the tools that they have. You guys have great players.
Oh, wait, Mark. Let me throw this. And listen, to defend what he's saying, I didn't learn anything about the Eagles in that loss. I kind of know they're that team right now because that's how they're coached. I learned more about you guys because for the first time in 30 years, you guys fought your asses off in a game you needed.
Yeah, but pump the brakes here before we start saying that they're a good defense, because so far,
I didn't say that.
So far, they haven't played any offenses yet. I mean, they played the Raiders and they played the Eagles offense. Let's see what they do.
Bro, that guy Quentin Williams is better than Russell Maryland.
Oh
Don't
my
kid
God.
yourself.
Oh, Mark said he's Reggie White.
No, I said, could he be the Cowboys' Reggie White? See, that's what you guys always do.
Why would you put his name out there?
Why not?
Why
Because
would
you know
you
why?
even
You know
put
why I
his
did
name
that?
out?
That ain't
Lawrence
Reggie White.
Taylor, Reggie White. Get
Get
the
people
frig
to
out of here.
watch. I got
But I'll
you to
tell you
react,
what.
bitch.
Hey, I'll tell you what though.
Reggie
He's
White.
as good as Fletcher Cox.
Yeah, that is a game changer. And it's beyond just him. He is making the people around him that much better, and he's becoming a leader because at halftime, he was the guy out there doing the motivational speech. The Cowboys have had a leadership void since Sean Lee on the defense. Now
He dominated. He destroyed the middle of that Eagle offensive line like I've never seen in my 5 years covering the team. Philly's offensive line, he fucking destroyed them. He was throwing Cam Jurgens around like he was a scout team player.
You know what?
It was embarrassing.
The thing that has actually been lost and nobody's really been talking about it is yo, call a friend.
We need room service.
I want you to
room
go
4.
through and
we need some
remember
room service. Bring him a bottle of wine, some Vaseline.
We got the hard liquor, man. We don't do wine up in here, man. Okay, but the thing that nobody's really talking about is what Tyler Booker did to Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter. Did you hear Jalen Carter's name called all day?
No, he beat him up.
Did you hear Jordan Davis's name called all day?
No, he beat him up. Watch the 22.
You
Booker
control the middle
Carter
of the field. You control the field. Okay.
Hey, wait. Now wait for you. Wait for you. I want to do this for you. That was one fucking whale of a performance by Dak Prescott. That was sensational. And by the way, George Pickens, the Eagles secondary had no answers for that guy. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's hands are overrated, dude.
Yeah.
They're overrated. That guy
Pickens needs to give some money to George Pickens.
Those 50-50 jump balls, he was in double coverage. The Eagles had no answers for the guy.
Are you okay, Philly? Philly, you okay?
Yeah.
Philly, am I saying anything that's not true?
No, that's fine.
Now, here's the one thing that Philly has to know. Here's one thing. Look, they're battling still for home field. You're battling right now because if you lose that Kansas City game on Turkey Day, let me tell you something.
It's even harder.
That Eagle win will mean nothing.
True. I agree with you on that. But here's the thing that I'm sitting here looking at. Here's if you are trying to keep up with this is if you look at the NFC North, basically they've only had like 2 divisional games. They are going to be playing each other. And of course, the Bears are playing against the Eagles. What's going to happen is they're going to be beating each other up, and they also play San Francisco. So the Cowboys could, and I'm not saying it's a good chance, they could slip into that 7th spot. And I'm not sure that the Eagles
I have no
be able to overtake the Rams. And what you might look at is the Cowboys and the Eagles wild card weekend matchup.
Well, here's something to think about. If the Eagles drop that game to the Bears, they drop that game to the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
They have a 1.5 game lead over you.
Yeah.
How one?
It'd be 1.5 because they'd be 6-5. They'd be 6-5-1. And
but we have 2. But we have 8 wins.
Yeah, you'd be 8-4.
And we
have 8 wins. Though.
6-5-1 because it's a half game ahead of you.
Yeah.
I mean, half game. That half
we
game.
have 8 wins.
Right.
Yeah.
But we'd have 6.5.
I believe it's 2 games, but
no.
And
I think it actually goes into division record, and we're 2-1 in the division.
Who would have thought that the Eagles?
How's your record in the division?
They're 2-2. Hey, Philly. Okay, man. Now listen. What'd you make of Jalen Hurts' play?
I thought it was okay. I thought he was okay, except for that. I think he took a really, really bad sack at the end of that game. That was really bad. But for the most part, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought there were way more problems than Jalen Hurts that game. Put it that way. I mean, I think it's unbelievable, huh?
How about Kevin Patullo?
I don't like the philosophy, Sills, that when you go up 21, you take your foot off the gas. Listen, I truly believe this, and go back and watch after the Rams game, when we come back and we win, you had Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, and A.J. Brown all say that we've got to be able to be killers. We've got to go out and be more aggressive. Then they come out in the Tampa game, have a great half, and then they go back into that shell after the first half. If you look at those players, I swear, go look at the second half of the Tampa game when the offense takes the field. They look like they're losing. I really think that you have players that are playing against everything that is their personality. And I don't think it's right. I think a lot of guys are just being forced to play a style they don't like, including
You
Hurts.
think Barkley's lost a step?
I mean, listen, I can't keep making excuses for him. He hasn't been good. He slips a lot. My God, if he doesn't slip, then that's not a 3rd and 2 situation at all. But I don't know. But I think the offensive line has been atrocious. And I can't even say it's just Cam Jerry. It's the whole line. They're really bad. But
Mark, I'm going to tell you this right now, and you tell me if you disagree and your Cowboy fans disagree with this. So you're telling me you got rid of Micah Parsons and you've added Kenny Clark, Quentin Williams, and in this offseason, you also added George Pickens, and you got a first-round pick in April.
2.
So 2 first-round picks in April.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones made the team better by moving Parsons. Did he not?
He did. It's, the thing, you can look at Parsons as doing incredible stuff. He's back on the LT pace. I know that people will kill me on it. He's doing incredible things. But the thing was, the Cowboys basically had Micah
You got
Parsons.
better as a unit, don't you think?
And we couldn't stop the run. When you control the middle of the field, you control the field. We have not been able to stop the run. Now, to hold Barkley to 22 yards, Genty to 7 yards, hey, if we can hold Pacheco, then you might say maybe this defense has arrived. But yes, it's different being able to stop in the middle because it's making everybody else's job a little bit easier.
Philly, what'd you think of Dak's play in the game?
he was good. I thought he played a good game. Yeah.
Maybe would you not agree that may have been the best game he's played against Philly in his entire career?
Maybe. I mean, he's
in a game they needed.
Well, he's had some good games against us, so I don't know if it was his best, but I mean, it was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm back.
I know. I can tell you why Dak is playing so well.
He had a good.
There's
game.
a reason behind it.
Tell me.
It's those glasses Philly 500 got for him.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait, hey, Sales, what's today's date?
Today is November.
Oh, here we go.
What is it?
It's
November 26th.
It's the day before Thanksgiving, my friend.
Oh, and mind you, we have 2 wins this month.
Oh, I have to say.
2 wins this month.
I mean, geez, give you an award. I mean, they should have they should stop everything. President should come out and give an announcement. Dallas had 2 wins in the same month.
Are you concerned at all in any way about your team, Philly?
Yeah, I'm concerned. I'm concerned.
Don't you agree, though, Philly? There's not really a dominant team in the NFC.
No,
so, I mean, you're still in the room to be one of the top 4 teams, I think, at the end of the day.
Here's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned that the coaches and the players, there's a disconnect, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And I think, and what I worry about is, I think this Chicago game is a gigantic game. And I've been saying it for 2 weeks. It's a gigantic game. And I think that if we lose this game, not that the season's over, but you got to wonder what the certain players in that locker room are going to think after going through the collapse.
Wouldn't you think it's a smaller version of a 23 meltdown if they lose that game? Because listen, over the last 7 games, you're 4-3. And we all know September is a liar's month. And you're sitting here now over the last 7 games. We're 4-3 now going into this game. I mean, it's a pretty big ball game here.
It's a huge game. And I think I just think for the psyche of the team, I think this is a big game. So if they win this game, I feel like we're right back in it. You know what I mean? You're not the 1 seed though. See, I think the Eagles, the 1 seed, is more important to the Eagles than anybody.
You said it last week.
And I believe that because the weather is a great, it's a great X factor, especially in slowing down passing games. So you got to go play the Rams in SoFi. Yeah, you'll have a lot of Eagle fans there, but it'll be a lot easier to throw the ball. So I think this is a big game, man. The one thing is this: we've beaten all the big teams in the NFC conference. We own the tiebreaker on all those teams. So I just think you got to, in some ways, I think you got to shake this off, right? You can't make it more than what it was. You blew it and you move on. But hopefully, and I don't think it'll happen, hopefully the coaches will learn from it, and I don't think they will. But
Can
Mark,
I add something?
How gratifying was that win on Sunday against Philly?
That what I'm hoping is there's always a moment where you remember that things changed. And this year, as much as we've killed Jerry Jones, and I've had my wife do the shirts, fired the GM, the Cowboys are doing things differently than they had. I can't guarantee that it's going to work, but it seems like right now they've got the Midas touch, and they've made some moves that you look at and say, my God, George Pickens, who knew? People were clowning the Cowboys and saying, you picked up the phone about that guy? He is unstoppable. And getting Quentin Williams there, man, like I said, Philly doesn't like the fact that I said, could he be like the effect that Reggie White was for the Green Bay Packers? That now we actually.
I just think you throw these names like Lawrence Taylor and Reggie White around way too easy. Yeah, I think it's disrespectful to those players.
But it gets you riled up, though, doesn't it?
It doesn't get me riled up because it just makes me go, oh, look at this dumbass. Another dumb.
It don't matter if they watch you because they like you or they hate you.
Mark, I'm trying so hard to be respectful of you guys. Like, I'm really trying, but you make it really hard because
how hard is this for you right now?
Winner.
How hard is this for you right now?
It's hard because there's a lot of things I want to say that I don't think.
Enjoy this. This is me every week. This is me every week on this.
No.
Coming here.
You do not lose like I've lost. I've set the example. I have set the example of how to be when you lose. That's right. And you have set no examples on how to win.
You think Mark's a poor winner?
Here we go with the glasses.
Horrible winner.
You did that, not me. You did that.
So is that
but I can do that. That's talking
wait a minute,
shit.
Philly. Is that the one thing you have a problem? One of the many things you have a problem with the Cowboys that they're horrible winners.
They're horrendous winners. They're the worst. And it was reminded. It's been reminded all week. The guy literally did a video petting a doll crow, a fake crow. All right. I mean, he literally did a video telling Eagle fans they have to come eat crow and shot. Like you never see me do that. I'll bust their balls, but I'll never do it. They're horrible winners, and this is why everybody in the league loves watching Dallas lose. This is why.
Mark, how you feel? Mark, does this kind of put you back in the game again? This game. Has this put you back in it? Wait a minute. This can't be your Super Bowl, though. This can't be the Super Bowl.
No, it's not. It just gives us a little bit of hope and a little bit of payback. The funny thing is, I've heard so many Eagle fans that say that this game didn't mean anything. And I'm going to say that game meant a hell of a lot. Because now, how's Devontae Smith?
Oh, no. He left practice today.
What's his injury?
I don't know. They're saying it's like a chest injury or something.
Cowboys physically beat them. And for once, we didn't look like a bunch of scared bitches that when the other team starts winning, we just cave and give up. They fought. This is a different Dallas Cowboy team. And I can't say that they probably won't make the playoffs. They probably won't. That's still a hell of a road to go. But at least I can look and say, I got some players to look forward to. I've got a young offensive line and so on. And that may be the moment that things turn for us. And it might be the moment that things started crashing and burning for the Eagles.
How about this, Philly? What are you more disappointed in? The 21-point collapse or the 14 penalties and 96 yards?
Oh, man. Well, obviously, probably the 21-point collapse. But I mean, those penalties are like they were brutal. I mean,
They're momentum killers.
I mean, one of them, you had a great catch at the 11 by Devontae, was called back. Then you had play. I thought they made one of the few great calls I thought they made where they hit Goddard down the sideline on a fake early, on the opening drive. Took him to like the 38-yard line at Dallas, and it comes back. But what's so frustrating about it is these are killed. We've been doing this all year. Maybe not to that extent, 14, but still, every game it seems like the Eagles kill their own momentum with penalties every week. So it's very frustrating.
How are you feeling about your defense now, Mark? I mean, let me tell you this. The Raider game, I had a conversation with John McMullen, and we were doing the post-game show, and I said, you could put Quinnen Williams on Mars. That guy is a great player, and he's transformed that defense. Mm-hmm. Has he made the secondary better, in your opinion? Because, again, I don't really think you guys did that great a job against Devontae and AJ. I just think the inability, what Philly was talking about, the play calling and not sticking to, like, what they were doing with those first 3 drives.
Yeah.
They self-sabotaged themselves with how they approached the game. Well, the penalties and their approach kill them every fucking game.
Well, just go back to the Lions-Eagles game the week before, and you saw how Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis were literally right up there every time that Jared Goff tried to throw. Quarterback gets nervous when you get people in their face like that. And because of that, quarterback can't have that open field where he can just step up and just really see the receivers and get the easy throws. It makes it more difficult. So when you get the interior defensive line, that's the biggest bang you can get for your buck, because he's going to make the linebackers better, because Lord knows you got to double team Quentin. That leaves the linebackers wide open to be able to shed, go downhill, and make plays. It makes it easier for the defensive ends because the quarterback can't step up, because now he's not stepping up past me, and it's making the secondary better because he can't see the receivers and he's being rushed into his throws.
Mark, is this the best that Dak Prescott has played in 10 years?
I'm not going to say that it's the best he's played in 10 years because no, hold on. Just listen to me. Regardless of what the plays and everything else, you have to have players out there that can make plays. And George Pickens deserves a lot of credit for what Dak Prescott is right now. When you can go up in double teamed, get that ball like that, all of a sudden you got 40 yards right there.
Yeah, but I think Dak's helping him.
Well, I think it's mutual.
I mean, where was George Pickens like that in Pittsburgh?
I mean, Lord knows Jalen Hurts won a Super Bowl because he had great players around him.
Okay. Hey,
this is hard for you, Philly, isn't it?
No, I'm just trying to. No, it's not hard for me. I've taken it. We lost. That's the way it is. I accept it. But I'm just trying to understand that last statement. Yeah, enjoy your cream cheese, buddy. Shove it up your ass. No, just kidding. but let me ask you. That comment was a little. See, that was a little bit of a Mark sneak attack, but it's really like I'm on my knees for Dak again, because what he's trying to say is Dak didn't have players around him for his career.
No, I don't think that's true. Okay,
that's not true,
bro. Please tell me when he had one of the top tight ends, when he had a great running attack, a really good offensive line, and 2 legitimate number 1 wide receivers. I'll wait.
Oh, plenty of times. But let me say this, Sills, you had I was listening to a interview you had while I was working the other day, and it was like from last week, and it was some coach. I don't know who he is.
Mark Trestman?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess, but he said that he thought the Cowboys had, especially for Dak's career, some of the great teams. Oh, Jason Brown. And did nothing with it. I have to agree with him. I thought that was a great statement by him. Shout out to him.
Yeah, that was that there. All right, guys. Couple last questions here for you. Philly, heading into the Chicago game, how you feeling about this, man? I mean, listen, Caleb Williams can say whatever you want. They're 8-3. I think Ben Johnson has coached a lot of the shitty football out of the kid. I'm still not sold yet because if you look at his completion percentage, he's still there at 60%, but he's got like 16 touchdowns, 4 picks. He's on pace for about 4,000 yards. He's really done a nice job. Odunze's a nice receiver.
Yep.
I mean, DeAndre Swift, hey, he's playing, if not better than Saquon Barkley in both the pass and run game. He's having, and that old line has actually outperformed the Eagles this year. How do you feel about that?
I have to agree. They look, I mean, I think the Bears are one of the young up-and-coming teams that are going to be a problem for the next few years.
And
I wish
beat Dallas.
Yeah, I wish we had somebody like that running like this offense. You know what I'm saying?
When the Cowboys lost to them, you lost to the Bears, you bunch of losers. Ah!
Well, they've gotten better, man. They really have.
The fudge.
They've gotten better, man.
So,
see, I gotta start agreeing with Philly here, man. You are an obnoxious winner,
bro. You have beat me down for a year.
You have no idea,
bro. This is all of that in here right now. Has been just wait. I told you there was gonna be a day when I was gonna get payback.
See, I would get it if this was like a playoff game and they eliminated.
I'm telling you.
But at the end of the day,
and Dak's gonna go to Philadelphia and kick your teeth in.
Let me see. Oh, come on, Mark.
I'm telling you,
you're talking playoff Dak.
That's the NFL.
Playoff Dak will ride,
bro. You think the NFL wants to see Carolina in the playoffs as opposed to the Cowboys?
Well, let's find out how many wins. Let's see, five wins divided by 3 months. It's 1.6 wins a month. You're averaging 1.6 wins a month.
Yeah.
Join the club. They're having a sale. A sale 50%
It's not
off.
how you start, it's how you finish.
And that's the problem, Mark.
Well,
this
you
is
know
what it's always been the
you
problem
lose
with
to the
your
Bears
boy.
on Friday. It'll be a Black Friday.
This is why I don't get all like bent out of shape. Dak Prescott put up big numbers.
It's not like we haven't seen the Eagles 9-1 and crash and burn.
We do. And what did they do to respond? I'll wait.
Oh, that was the next year. We talking about this year right now, bro.
All right, wait a minute. Now. I'm going to get there.
You've been talking about next year all until last week.
Mark, how do you feel about you on Turkey Day with the Kansas City Chiefs?
I think we got a good chance there. Now, they've got Trey Smith is out. We've got Tyler Guyton out. That ain't a one-to-one matchup right there. It's all going to come down to, can we stop Pacheco and make him completely one-dimensional and put pressure on Mahomes? I think we got a good chance. I think, honestly, what you've seen with the Cowboys with Marshawn Nealon is, unlike the Eagles, they've kind of come together as a team. They never, as bad as the defense was, no, listen to me. As bad as the defense was, you never saw anybody pointing fingers at the defense or anybody in the defense. They stayed together as a team. And I think that this whole thing, and I think the Cowboys actually came out in that game emotional because of Marshawn Nealon. That was the first time that you've been back in your locker room for the game, and you're looking at that spot where he's not there, that you've been seeing him there for the last couple of years. And I think they came out still a little bit shaken on it before they got into a groove.
I want to thank Mark. I want to thank Mark. I do. I want to thank him because he's just setting it up so beautiful for the end of the year.
Enjoy your times when you can.
Wait, and I'm going to ask you now, Philly. Philly,
yeah.
What do you think the Cowboys beat the Chiefs on Turkey Day?
No. I think I just, and it's not about the Cowboys. I just think it's very hard for me to close my mind and imagine the Chiefs not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think that win over the Colts was a big win for them.
Huge comeback win.
And this is the kind of game that Andy Reid always wins. So I think it's going to be a tough game, and I think it'll be back and forth, and it'll be close. And Dallas could win it. They're on a roll right now. Momentum is a big thing. I'm not going to deny it. They're coming off a huge win, so they have I'm not saying they don't have a chance, but I don't know. I just think the Kansas City is going to find a way to get in the playoffs and find a way to do damage in the playoffs. I do.
All right, Mark. Do you think the Bears win or the Eagles win on Friday?
Oh, man. I think the Eagles found a way to win that one. But the way for the Cowboys to get into the playoffs, in a way, you kind of need the Eagles to beat the Bears and hope that the Bears crash and burn. They've got a really tough schedule ahead of them. The easiest.
But remember, too, also on Turkey Day, Green Bay
and Detroit.
Play.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great game.
That's the early game. Yo, this is a great. So you're going to watch that one, and you're going to roll into the Cowboys one. Which is
finally,
might
some
be.
good.
Bro, you got Burrow. Hey, Philly, you got Burrow and Lamar playing too.
Lamar, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
So
Usually they stink.
Games here,
man. Big game.
I can say one thing: if the Cowboys were to win against Kansas City, and the Eagles lost to the Bears, Philly, your sphincter muscle will just tighten like a motherfucker.
Got tighter just thinking about it.
Hey, Philly, one last thing here for you. How has he been these last couple of days since he's beaten you?
Mark.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
No, bro. No, we text each other after the game because he actually said, we were up by 21. And he said, I just didn't.
I admire a team that fights. I do.
Yeah.
So I really trying to give them credit. But
Mark, we were offered $2,000 not to have you on today.
Really? You could have taken the money, dude.
Hey,
dude, we were offered money.
$2,000, and I went, no way. We were offered $2,000 not to have you on. There was one guy that said, I can't stomach it. Did you see Philly's face the entire day so far? I could have handed it to him because you know why?
Yeah.
He sat there and he's taking this bullshit. And you know what? He sat there and he was a good loser in this whole thing here.
Thank you.
But you know what?
I gotta say,
actually,
man, you're
it's because of Philly. It's because of Philly 500 that the Cowboys won. I went to him during the week. I said, bro, toss me a bone. I said, we need this. I said, you got Hard Knocks coming on. You can't just run away with this. I said, we just lost our player and it's just been bad. Just let us have this one little, moment in things and win. He's like, yeah, it would be good for you.
I'll say this last thing here to Philly here.
It would be good for you, not for me.
If I had to pick one thing that I hate on Thanksgiving, Philly's offense is like fucking yams. I hate yams. I don't want yams on my plate. I hate yams. My wife digs yams. I hate yams. That's your offense, man. That's the side item everyone hates. Is yams.
I don't think anybody likes off. I don't even think the players like it. But here's the thing. I think people don't realize the offense. As much as I don't like Patullo and I have my issues with him. This is Nick's philosophy. This is Nick Sirianni's philosophy on offense. And when I hear things like they didn't prepare for 5-man fronts and they don't do this, they don't do that. Like, I just wonder what they're thinking. I really hope that they take this loss and they say, we're not taking our foot off the gas anymore. I mean, we're not doing it. You remember in the Super Bowl, the mic'd up clip was Hurts trying to tell Sirianni, let me back out. Let's score more points. And Sirianni was backing off. So, I just don't like that mindset. I think it has cost us 2 games this year, to be honest with you.
All right, Mark, final parting shot to Philly 500 is what for you coming off a historic win for the Cowboys?
We're coming for the meats.
Philly, a retort to Mark off that stunning loss on Sunday.
Enjoy it now because it's going to get bad for you down the stretch.
So you mean playoff Dak reappears in December?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, December is Cowboys choke season. It hasn't even gotten here yet. It hasn't even gotten here yet. I'm waiting.
Would you like some soft cream cheese?
Down. Yeah, I'll
So
take some. I'll take some.
Hey, Philly, I could just see you with a Christmas ornament on your tree. It's like a guy with a choke, right? It's a choker.
That's why he says, "Oh, I hope the Cowboys play the Eagles in the playoffs." You don't want none of this. You got no chance.
What's
take
that thing?
He went out and bought a stuffed crow.
Is that the crow, Philly?
Yeah.
Would you like some hot sauce and ketchup to go with that crow?
Oh my God.
You see what I'm dealing with, Sills?
To both of you men, thank you very much. And I want you guys to have a fabulous Thanksgiving. Mark, I'm very happy for you that you can now be able to swallow your turkey and your drumsticks after what happened on Sunday.
Bullshit.
Philly right now is having a tough time, but I'm sure he'll be able to get over it.
Well,
he's 8-3. I mean,
tomorrow is Thursday.
I'd rather be in his position than mine.
So tomorrow they play. So we could put last week behind. I don't have to hold back. I don't have to be gracious anymore. And I can let it rip. And I plan on it.
Especially if they drop an egg.
I'll be making
hard-boiled egg against Kansas City. Mark, you better not have an egg after that game on Sunday.
You know what? We can drop an egg because at least I got.
No!
At least I got a taste of seeing Philly 500 speechless.
He's more.
Here we go. Here we go.
He'll take that game. He'll take that game, dude. Those glasses did mental damage to Mark.
No, I'm telling you, that was the motivation. That was the moment that the Dallas Cowboys said, "Enough. We're sick of Philly."
Mark has PTSD on those glasses. I thought it was just a joke. That was really affected. He's waking up in the middle of the night.
Michael Irvin saw that video with the glasses on. He fucking laughed his ass off.
Oh, really?
He loved it, man. He's been checking out your both your shows too because he knows. I told him, I said, "Hey, Mike, you're a big part of the program. When you come on, we always ask him to come on." I go like this. I go, the guys who kill it every week are these two guys, man. I mean, these two guys are the biggest people that we know. No matter who I get on, I get Ice Cube on. You guys kill those guys. Guys, thank you again, man.
Thank you, man.
Have an interesting turkey week, man.
Philly,
love you guys, man. Hey, by the way,
both
bro,
you guys and your families.
Hey, I never check anybody out. I got to check Philly out now. Philly, I'm going to check your show out. When are you going to be on?
Game day.
Probably. Well, definitely for the Eagles game. I'll be on for that. I'll be streaming. I haven't decided if I'm streaming tomorrow or not. It's a game time decision. So,
all right, let me know.
Friday.
I want to check you out too, guys. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving, all of you guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys very much. You guys are fantastic, man. Finally, I got to agree with Philly 500 though, man. Mark Holmes, man, he's a terrible winner. I actually like that in a way, though, man. I'm a shitty loser, and I don't like losing, man. And Mark, I checked him out, man. I'll tell you what, something about his crowd. They started asking me questions in there. I told them they didn't want to hear this. I said, that's the best wide receiver duo they've had since the Super Bowl teams. I mean, by the way, I actually like the kid Ferguson, too. The kid Ferguson. Oh, and the kid from Alabama did beat up Jalen Carter. He ended up having a good – you know what? He's going to make – you know what? Before Mark gets out of here, that kid's going to make the all-rookie team. He's going to make first-team all-rookie. And the rookie team. He's had a really good football season here. All right, let me pay some bills here. Our great friends at Morgan & Morgan, the number one injury law firm in all of America for a reason, folks. That's because they win. And during this holiday time, if you've got a decision that you're going to make or you're going to need to make, if you've been injured on the job, this will be the easiest decision that you ever make. I've known the Morgans for over 25 years. They built this company with a crusade to defend families like yours. If you've ever been injured, please do me a favor and go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529 and do me a favor. You tell them Big Sil sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the gossip king.
Oh, did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce? Mm-hmm. Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
had work done on her face? Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Bathroom? Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh, okay.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Big Self National Football Show. Please hit the like button. So I've ranked Jalen Hurts' best coordinators since he's been a Philadelphia Eagle. Steichen, number 1. Brian Johnson, number 2. Kellen Moore, number 3. Kevin Patullo, number 4. And Nick Sirianni, number 5. And why I ranked them? If you replace Kevin Patullo, you're replacing him with Nick. Nick has no idea how to handle an RPO quarterback. He's a worse option. Hey, look, I'm all for upgrading anything, no matter what your business is. You want to upgrade? Fine. Who are you replacing him with? That's why when people go like this, let's move off for Hurts. For who? Tanner McKee? Dude, the most popular player on any football team, when the quarterback is not really moving the chains, is the backup quarterback, no matter who he is. Look at Cleveland, Shedeur Sanders, backup quarterback. All of a sudden, he's the second coming. And you're like, wait a minute. They haven't had a quarterback in Cleveland since Bernie Kosar. Always the backup quarterback. Well, Tanner McKee looked really good. And yeah, why do you think Tanner McKee looks so good when he gets into a game? Because Nick knows how to. I would feel better. Get this. If you want Nick Sirianni to be your offensive coordinator, Tanner McKee has to be the starting quarterback. Because he's more like Phillip Rivers. Not very mobile. Plays from the pocket. That's who Nick would rather coach. He doesn't want to coach Jalen. You know why he doesn't want to be a play caller? Because he's not good at it when it comes to that style of play. I think Nick would be great as a play caller if Tanner McKee was the quarterback. That makes more sense because he's been around Rivers. Rivers has more, and McKee have more characteristics that resemble one another that Nick's worked with than Jalen Hurts and Nick. It makes sense. If Nick Sirianni is the play caller for Hurts, you hired another bad coordinator for Jalen Hurts. And remember what I keep telling you. In Philadelphia, they don't hire the coordinators for the quarterback. They hire them because the coach needs help with that style of quarterback. I don't know how many more years I'm going to keep telling you this. Okay? They hire a guy who knows how to adjust with a running quarterback. You know why Kevin Patullo got that job? Because they weren't going to deviate off of what they did a year ago. You know who's hosed Kevin Patullo? Saquon Barkley. Because they were going to run that offense the same way they ran it a year ago. What's happened is, how many people agree with this? Saquon Barkley's inability to run the ball exposed Kellen Moore. It exposed Kellen Moore. Because if Kellen Moore didn't have Barkley, Kellen Moore would be doing the same thing right now with Jalen Hurts that Kevin Patullo is. He wouldn't be any better. How many times did I tell you last year Kellen Moore did nothing to help Jalen Hurts? Nothing. Zero. They completely regressed him. They never coached him. They never coached him. They just went like this. Hey, okay. We're just going to run the ball. Kellen Moore wasn't a good coordinator last year. Saquon Barkley was fantastic last year. I heard John and Xander talking. What, you think these coaches don't know how to call plays? Or no, design routes, design game plans? Of course they do. But they don't know how to do it when they've never coached that style of player. To sit there and rely on designing of offensive passing patterns for Jalen Hurts is counterproductive. The quarterback wants it simple because he's better in his. Get this. He can make more out of one route going off schedule. He makes his plays off schedule. He doesn't make his plays on schedule. He doesn't throw on time. He doesn't throw to spots. He throws to players. That's why he's late on throws. Right, he's a one-read quarterback. All of that stuff is getting accentuated this year. Like I said to you guys before, I've never really deviated in any way whatsoever in my take on Jalen Hurts, in his skill set. I've always thought he struggles in reading progressions. He doesn't throw on time. He holds the freaking ball too long, which takes a ton of sacks. And that's who he is. Okay? Here. Jalen's a relentless player. Love his intangibles, but he's not a confident thrower. He's way too inconsistent, not trusting himself. How about this, Twiz? The one thing that you can see that's correct. I mean, they throw to the numbers for a reason. Because if he's not accurate, he throws it out of bounds. If you throw those passes across the middle of the field and inside the hash marks, those are turnovers. He's a 13 to 15 turnover guy a year if he throws across the middle of the field like he did in 23. When you started throwing across the middle of the field, he had 16 turnovers. That's why he throws to the numbers. By the way, the coaches want him to do that. That's why it's elementary when it comes to play designs. They're not doing anything exotic. There's no motion. They don't give a shit about hiding. They put him under center. I thought that putting under center, remember what I called it? I said it was cosmetic. It was a cosmetic feel to it. You know? It was just cosmetic. Can't pass over the old line in the middle. Oh, that could be some of it. Absolutely. AJ loves the battle royale. Should. Jalen, yeah, he is. There's no question. Nick and KP, having receiver backgrounds, are killing this offense, but that is built for the quarterback to be a threat in the run game. Jalen is okay in the pocket, but is a backbreaker in the run. I think E-Train, when they put him out in the perimeter and he's running and he's has the ability to get out and extend series because he can move the sticks with his wheels, he's a weapon. In this offense, he's terrible. He's just terrible in this offense. He's not very good. Throw this Eagles philosophy off the Golden Gate. Khalid, they can't. It's too late in the year. You're not changing anything. You change this stuff in September. They learned a lesson. You were 10-1. They changed coordinators on defense, and it was a train wreck. It destroyed the entire team. They're not doing that and making that mistake again. I don't blame them. I wouldn't either. You're 8-3. You're in there. Don't let one bad loss create 3 losses for you. That's what they're fighting this week. Okay? Don't let that create 3 losses. Get this. Bullshit. He had 110 rating when throwing over the middle. Both his picks this year came from the outside. So get this. This is what this guy just told you. Okay? They averaged 4 plays and 14 yards in 8 series after the first 3. Awful game. Well, they had penalties. That's on his ass too. He's part of the unit. That was a 45 minutes. The Eagle offense was completely shut down. Completely shut down. Any way you want to say, Anthony, 110 rating. Congratulations. And you fucking couldn't stop a 20. You couldn't hold a 21-point lead with your 110 rating. Really? What happened? What happened? Penalties? That's on him too. Oh, what? You just put him in a rowboat by himself when your football team? Blame the defense? The defense? Now you're blaming the defense? I blame the offense for the defense fucking up in that game. Not the defense. You were winning games because of the defense. Holy cow. Now you're blaming the defense, coordinators. Jalenites rule. What a glazed donut that is. Oh, wait, Sil's boy Clint is over there, so he doesn't want to blame the D-line. I told you the D-line got their ass kicked. You're the one sitting there taking a knee for Jalen Carter. He got fucking pushed all over the field. That kid from Alabama kicked his ass. A rookie. A rookie kicked Jalen Carter's ass. Some revenge game. He got taken to the woodshed. Kicked his ass. To the woodshed. Blame the defense. I mean, you don't blame the defense there. The defense was falling apart because of the 3-and-outs and all the inconsistency. Get this, guys. They want to blame the defense now. The offense averaged 4 plays per drive. 4 plays per drive. And you're blaming the defense. That's so typical. 4 plays they average for the next 8 drives. 4 plays. Sills, if this is potentially AJ's last year on the team, fuck it. Why not go throwing the ball? Get as much out as you can with this current receiving core. Dude, you're going to get rid of AJ Brown because you don't like that he told the truth. So offense gets all the blame. You bet your fucking ass it's all the money's on that side, kid. All your money and all your equity's on that side of the football. You bet you blew up that defense. You had the number one defense in the NFL. For it to be anywhere, get this, guys. They made one change on offense, the guard, right guard. One change. And now Senor wants to blame the defense where they made 5 starting changes. How crazy is that? All the money, and Vic had to put that thing back together like Humpty Dumpty. You lost one fucking player on offense. Your offense is overrated. Sills, I don't want to get rid of AJ. Can't run the ball. They need a new running back. Okay? What does the Steelers' offense, highest pay, what does that have to do with anything? How's it working for Tomlin? Mike Tomlin's a better coach than Sirianni. That's why. You answer your own dumb questions as usual, senor. Steelers have the highest paid defense. How's it working for Tomlin? Tomlin's a better coach. What? Who what? Mouthpiece Sirianni versus Mike Tomlin? Who's got a higher win percentage? Okay. That's like saying Sirianni's a better coach than Dick Vermeil or Bill Parcells. What a fucking dumbass. Can't get any dumber. Can't get any dumber. Defense has been exceptional considering the circumstances. You're damn right they have. It's insane what they've done this year with all the turnover they've had. Think about the turnover they had. Think about it. All the turnover, 5 starters off of the February Super Bowl starting team. 5 starters. 5. And they had to rebuild the entire defense. You lost one dude, Becton. One dude. And that entire thing's gone to fucking shit. Explain it. Explain it. Okay? I'll explain it. They haven't brought a quarterback in there worth of shit. They didn't have a great transition plan from the personnel standings when it came to replacing Roethlisberger. Happens all the time when you have a guy in the building for 17 seasons, 18 seasons. Absolutely true. They didn't have a succession plan at the quarterback position. I don't think that's that hard. But for someone like you, Emrez, I'm imagining that that's probably something you couldn't understand. So I'll help you out here, kid. Sit back in the corner and relax. I got you back. Don't worry about it. Get this, folks. This guy thinks Sirianni's how many people believe that Sirianni is a problem solver? It's never his fault, but he deserves all credit. Shit-ass quarterback got the Jalen Hurts society giving him top on the daily. Fucking goofies. I mean, absolutely. Hey, Pump. How about this, Pump? Think about this for a second, Pump. Okay? I mean, does Sirianni have any – does he have any answers when shit goes sideways? You know what his answers are? Kevin Patullo's doing a good job. We're not doing anything different. Hey, Pump, think about that. Pump, how about this? Hey, I don't think he's doing anything wrong. Boy, he's coaching Jalen. Nothing's wrong there. You know why he's not doing anything wrong? You know why he's not? Because he's helping Nick. He's Nick's OC. He's not Jalen's OC. It can't be that hard for you guys to follow, can it? Seals, do you like Vic's defensive scheme? I really don't, but it has to be the modern day of the NFL. I don't really like the 2 high safety, bend but don't break, keep everything underneath. But with all the situational turnover that you get because of free agency, it's a style you have to master. And he's right. You know, back in the day, you can think about this, Khalid. You can keep the Ravens defense or the Bucks defense or the 85 Bears defensive tack for what, 5-6 years? You can keep all of that intact. Well, you can't do that today because of turnover, because of free agency. So that scheme probably fits today's NFL better. So, I mean, free agency, you've got to coach with free agency in mind. Who are you losing? Right? Who are the guys you're going to lose? Shields, do you? Yes. So I think I would say it's probably a result of today's NFL. I'm on team trying for a dynasty. I'll be trying throw the season away just to target number one wide receiver. That's a double coverage most of the times. That's how you collapse. Well, you're not in any kind of dynasty. You don't have a dynasty going on right now. What dynasty do you have? What are you talking about, dynasty? The fuck are you talking about? Dude, Kansas City's been to 3 straight Super Bowls. They've been to 5 in 6 years. That's a dynasty. I mean, you got to win more than one, don't you? Instead of a 5-year period. Pumping Sileo White's always first to grab the dick, then can't figure out the argument. Guys, I don't know what he's talking about. The one guy that drags his knees around here all day for the Eagles that can't do no wrong is this fucking punk. I should say not punk, puke, because he pukes up glazed donuts every day here. It's fucking sad. It's glazed donuts. Well, Jalen's great. Everything's great. We're wonderful. Oh, my God. Everybody's complaining. Oh, my God. Offense is great. Everybody's great. Holy cow, man. I'll tell you one thing's for sure. This guy would be awesome on the Titanic. There ain't nothing wrong with the Titanic. That fucking iceberg out there, shit, we're going to run it right over. 56-3. We're going to run that Titanic iceberg over. Fuck that. Hey, boat's taking on water. No, it ain't. Wait a minute. Wait, the boat's sinking. No, it ain't. Here's his M. Reyes. He's the captain of the Titanic. We hit an iceberg, M. Reyes, Captain M. Reyes. We hit the iceberg. No, we didn't. Hey, wait a minute. We're taking on water. No, we ain't. Hey, it's getting cold. What should we do? Don't worry about it. Hey, wait a minute. The water's over the keel. No, it ain't. Hey, the boat's tipping up. No, it ain't. Hey, wait, the boat's going to crack in half. No, it ain't. Speculation. Ain't no speculation. Your offense blows. Ain't no speculation. Facts. Hey, the boat ain't sinking. There's water on the deck. No, there ain't. Hey, Captain, Captain M. Reyes, we just hit an iceberg. No, you didn't. Hey, wait a minute. We don't have enough lifeboats. Yeah, we do. Wait a minute. Wait, there's 2,200 people on board. We got 7 lifeboats. We got plenty. We're ready. Wait a minute. People are going to walk in the water and die. No, they ain't. You want that guy, man. Put that guy on the space shuttle. Hey, the thing's coming apart. No, it ain't. Wait a minute. The wing's falling off. No, it ain't. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Hey, wait a minute. The plate's blowing up. No, it ain't. Oh, my God. Nick and KP are acting like they hit the Powerball in the second quarter. Vic angrily, they gave up garbage points in Super Bowl. Yeah, no, he got pissed off when they gave up those stupid points. Okay, absolutely. Like Sharman. Woo, man. Oh, my God. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. Very good, man. Okay. Hey, listen, Khalid. The Titanic's taking water on? M. Reyes sitting at the deck. No, it ain't. Wait a minute. Hey, the Space Challenger just blew up. No, it didn't. Wait a minute. What happened here? Hang on here. Hey, that guy just got... No, he didn't. Yeah. Hey, you just gave up a 21-point lead. No, you didn't. Gotta like M. Reyes, man. The king of denials. And it's not a river in Egypt. Yeah. Oh my God. Classic. That's why I hate when the Eagles win, because their fans think there's some legendary team. You got Shady comparing the Eagles team to the 90s Cowboys. Well, that was last year's team. That team was awful good. That was. How about Shady McCoy and Hugh Douglas this year taking on incoming? How about those guys taking incoming on? Hughes called Hurts a shitty team leader, and Hugh said, or Shady said they won't extend him. All of a sudden now, oh my God, these guys never won shit. You guys turn. Wait a minute. You're turning on Hugh and Shady McCoy now. Here's something for you. I want you to think about this. You're now turning on Hugh Douglas and Shady McCoy because they had an opinion you didn't like. And you're turning on them. Remember what I said? Here's another day. You're Judases. You will turn on AJ. You're turning now on him. As this thing starts to implode and the ship takes on the water and you don't win the Super Bowl, AJ won't be welcome in this city ever again. It'll be Carson Wentz and AJ Brown, the most villainized Eagles during your Super Bowl runs. Carson Wentz, half the fan base can't stomach the guy. AJ will be in that room too. It's what you do. You're Judases. You're saying right now you won't. Only a matter of time. It's your nature. You're so protective of your team and your quarterback. I don't really blame you in a way, but it's how you are. I've watched it. Gardner Johnson, he sucks. He's a cancer. Okay? Milton's replaceable. Josh was never that good. Wentz was terrible. Every guy that's ever left, you've tarred and feathered him out the door. Every one of them. You've never just said, hey, dude, thanks a lot, man. That was really awesome. I really appreciate. I'll take that back. There's one guy that you really did give still his flowers to. That's Doug Peterson. You did do that. Doug gets his flowers. But I think it's the reason that you give Doug his flowers is because of the way the organization treated him out the door. And you guys sided with him because he brought you your very first championship in the Super Bowl era. So that's probably why you didn't really kick his ass. Oh, my God. You guys destroyed Reggie White out the door. You called him a traitor. You called Reggie White a traitor when he left and went to Green Bay. It's who you are. A.J. Brown will be in the Reggie White boat, the Carson Wentz boat, the Gardner Johnson, all of that. You know why I can say this? Because I cover you. And I don't side with you on doing that. That's what makes me different than the people that cover the team. I had a guy ask me today, you're some Eagle fan. I go, whoever said I was? I'm a football fan. I'm a football man. I was raised in the sport. What were you raised in? Sitting in the stands? All right, that's okay. I'm all good with that. I love fans. What I do for a living, it's not for the teams. I do it because I love the fans. I'm talking about the fans of football, fans of sports. I do sports talk because I love sports. I don't fall in love with teams. I fall in love with fan bases. Because fan bases make those cities, those are the ones that make sports talk work. Think I fall in love with a team? Fuck that. Teams lie to you every day. Unless you're somebody like M. Reyes who buys that shit that comes out of the team every week. I don't. I know how they act. Okay? Simple. This ain't that hard. It's the new generation with this soft boy fanboy bullshit. The ones born in the 90s and 2K era. Let's clear that up, Sills. Yeah, no. That's right. Listen, some of the most intelligent and best football people I've ever spoken to are in Philly. And probably the best fan base I've ever spoken to. There's no doubt. I mean, Boston was great for me when I was at EEI. But, yeah, that's a great fan base too. I just know it's a rocker, number 41. Here's one hell of a defensive end in Dallas Cowboys. Boy, I'll tell you one thing, man, for sure. That Dallas defense, man, they came around. When you got Quinnen Williams, I'm going to make a point to you. You tell me this. Cowboy fan, you're a Cowboy fan, I'm assuming, with that logo. Quinnen Williams has done more for your defense than anything Micah Parsons has ever done. You shut the Eagles down for 45 minutes. I've never seen Micah Parsons have an impact in a football game like Quinnen Williams in his entire time in Dallas. Have you? Has anyone ever seen Micah Parsons ever have the impact in a game that Quinnen Williams had in a game? I haven't. I have never seen Micah have a game where that guy just completely dominated the game. Quinnen Williams destroyed the interior of your offensive line. Like Cam Jurgens, I'm shocked it's not on IR. That's how bad he beat his ass up. Beat him up. Go back and watch that. Get this. What a dumb take the Eagles don't win game one if Parsons is there. Excuse me. They didn't need Parsons in game two. What's the excuse in game two? They didn't need Parsons. They added Quinnen Williams. I can't remember the last time Parsons beat the Eagles. Can you? When Jalen's playing? When's the last time the Cowboys have been competitive against the Eagles? 3 years ago? And by the way, the average ranking the Eagles and the Cowboy defense coming into that game was 18th in the run game. They couldn't stop the run. The Cowboys in the entire Micah Parsons era could not stop the run. You put this dude in the middle, you held the Eagles to 60 yards rushing. I don't know what you're talking about. You not watch the game? Dan, I agree with you 100%. Q was on point. Hey, dude, he dominated. They literally beat us without him. Yeah, they didn't need Parsons to beat you. They got an old DT from the Jets and kicked your shit in. I don't know. Come on, Sil. 60 yards rushing is the average the Eagles have this year. Oh, okay. Cowboys were 28th in run defense heading into that game. They were bottom 5. Here, let me look. What were the Cowboys? I'll just go like this. Here. What were the Eagles? And I'm sure they improved with that performance. What were the Cowboys in run defense right now? Cowboys have gone all the way up to 22nd. They were 28th heading into that game. Last 2 games, Williams has been on that team. And what they did to the Raiders and what they did to you, he's impacted that football team already. Hey, Sills, just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Please enjoy. Hey, Oscar, thank you, brother. It's just football, and they're hoping Jerry kicked the bucket. But we are not. Listen, that stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't go crazy about that. The Eagles have a great fan base. The Cowboys are bad losers. Okay, bad winners, I should say. You know that every single football team the Eagles face play them like it's their Super Bowl. Okay, Eagles are just trying to make it to the playoffs healthy. So that's an excuse to give up a 21-point lead? Is that what you're saying? And 14 penalties and 96 yards of penalties? So you give them a hall pass for So Senor gives the team a hall pass for 14 penalties, pre-snap penalties. And you end up giving up a 21-point lead because they're just waiting to get to the playoffs and stay healthy. Interesting. That's some take, man. What a loser mentality. Still, it's hard to test the 28th run defense when you abandon the run. Let's be fair, okay? Also, Jalen Hurts has lost the locker room. No, I'm not there with that. Okay? I'm not there with him losing anything. Senor, zero excuses. Just saying every defense is trying. I agree with that. I agree. Well, bro, you're the reigning champs. What did you think they were going to do? Go in and what? Just put an L up on and not play hard? You're the gold standard. What would you expect? I wouldn't want it any other way, wouldn't you? I think that's a sign of respect when teams give you their best effort. I'm not sure what you're saying or where you're going. What's the schedule look like the rest of the week? Resuming with pregame show on Friday. I think we're doing something on Friday, like an abbreviated show on Friday, a couple hours. I want to get Mike North on from Chicago and also probably Philly Godfather. I want to do something there with that. So, and then we'll do the pregame, we'll do the postgame. Some really great football games tomorrow and also on Friday, obviously, with what we're going to do. So that's probably, I think, how it's going to go. Sills, I got the Bears 32-12. No way. Happy Thanksgiving, football and family. No way. No way. If it's 32-12, it's going to be the Eagles on the Bears. But if that thing they don't get the run game going in that Chicago game, I think it's like 28-26 again, something in there. Chicago's going to put points up. Okay, Steven, I got you. Okay. Like every team are playing tough to one another. Okay. There you go, buddy. Titanic's not taking water on. Yes, it is. No, it ain't. We hit the iceberg. No, we didn't. Captain Reyes. No, we didn't. Hey, the wing fell off the space shuttle. No, it didn't. And Reyes. I'll tell you what, man. You want him on a catastrophe because he'll let you know. Nothing's happening. Hey, why is the plane on fire? No, it's not. Hey, the house is on fire. No, it ain't. Says I got the Bears pulling this one out 28-20. I got Jalen Hurts and crew laying a turkey. I just don't see the cohesiveness losing to a fruit basket. Hey. Oh, my God. Losing to a fucking fruit basket. Eagles should win, you mean Friday. Okay? Friday. There you go. There you go. All right. Fruit basket. Who's the fruit basket? I'm hoping Hurts and the Eagles win. That will help us Cowboys out. That's right. You got to hope that Chicago has a meltdown. For the Cowboys to have hope, San Francisco and Chicago have to fade for you to have a shot at getting in there. Pumper is gold. So for you to get a shot at the playoffs, you got to win out. And you probably have one or two more losses. That'll put you at 7. So you're probably going to be 8-7-1. And that may get you in. But you got to hope that Chicago and San Francisco fall apart. Okay? Caleb will cook. And pink fingernails. Seals, you got to tell Xander to find that Jerry Jones Papa John's pizza commercial. Oh my! Hey, wait a minute here. I got something here. Oh, I did. I put this out here too. Hold on. I got something else here. Yeah. So it's Green Bay at Detroit. I'm going to take Detroit in that one. KC at Dallas, taking the Cowboys. I'm taking Baltimore, Cincinnati, Baltimore. I'm taking all the home teams. I got the Cowboys beating the Chiefs. That means the Cowboys will be 6-5-1. Woo! Cowboys rolling back. Sills, wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. I use your life lessons daily. Thank you. And you have helped me out with a ton. I have your no gray area quote on my wall. I appreciate you. That was my grandpa's line. My grandfather, my aunt's watching. My grandfather raised me with this. Black and white. There's no gray area. It's right or wrong. My grandfather hates the middle. He hated the middle. Right and wrong. He was a very simple guy, but yet he wasn't. Right and wrong. And that's my grandpa used to always say that. No gray area. Just like no gray area, man. There's no such thing. You don't live a lot of people like to live their life in the gray area, which means they're not committed to anything. So remember that, Devin. Devin, it may be wrong. You may make a decision in your life that may be wrong, but make it with conviction. Because at the end of the day, when you have to count up your life, at least you know you were in control of your life, not others. That's how you'll be happy for the rest of your life. Being your own captain. When others make decisions for you, you're lost at sea. Seals, do you think the Bucks rebound? I don't. I think Jason Light did a poor job of retooling that football team. Of course, dude. I appreciate you always being here, Devin. Thank you. CD, problem was curfew violation. It got to his head. He needs to shake it off fast. Well, you know what he needs to do, too? Homie needs to fix them hands. Let me pay some bills. Number one injury law firm in all of America is Morgan & Morgan. Folks, if you're ever injured on the job, please do me a favor. Check out my friends at Morgan & Morgan. And by the way, they want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and God bless everyone. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529 and do me a favor. You tell them Big Sales sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the Gossip King.
Oh, did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce? Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
had work done on her face? Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Bathroom? Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh, okay.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the thrill seekers, and the night owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Want to wish each and every single one of you a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you guys so much. I mean, you've made the show and you've grown the show into one of the most popular shows in Philadelphia, and we appreciate that very much. And again, we will see you on the pregame show. We're going to do something on Friday as well. So if you can, do me a favor, check out my X account at Dan Sileo Show. So keep in touch with that. We'll see you on Friday. Have a great Thanksgiving. God bless everyone, and we'll see you on the flip side.